And I've seen a lot of cops, I've seen a lot of lawyers pull out all the stops. I've seen a lot of children with their parents in their hands. I've felt a lot of women who refuse to understand. Well, I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. You see it in the papers, you read it every day. The riots and the fires going on in South LA. The muggers and the government, they're all wanting the same thing. They take you for your money and whatever else bring. Well, I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. Take me. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. 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 Sunny skies, the smell of palm tree air. Looking back, I could never feel fair. The way the music has touched my soul, the way that the South holds its control. But I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back to the land of new. Oh, na 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 na.
Hey Tom, just because of you, I'm starting with my mic on. You can listen to me making a drink right now. I got my chest right up to it. Tom, my mic's hot, so Tom's hearing me. He said I was gonna start with my mic muted. So. Alright. Now I'm gonna turn off my mic for the show, and then I'm probably gonna screw it up again. So.
trying. Just a man who's dying, but only time will tell. I'm just another stranger, another lost lone ranger. Can I break this spell?
I'm just kidding. My mic's on. I did it right. I did it right. What's
What
going
is
on,
up?
people? We got some peoples here. So, um,
Yeah.
yeah. So we already got 7 people on. So hello to everybody. We got Greg, Tom Bramwell, Mark's on, Jim's Astro. What's going on? What do we got? Eddie, my buddy Eddie. How you doing? And if I missed anybody, I'm sorry. I just went through it real quick. So, how's it going, everybody? It is Friday night, and
Hmm.
we are here. Um,
Yes, it is.
yeah. So, I don't know if anybody got a chance to check out the eclipse this morning. Um, I did not. I was sleeping. I was out like
I
a
didn't
light.
either.
I'm not. Listen, if I'm getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, there's going to be 2 reasons. One, I can't say
PG,
on the
Dan. Keep
show.
it PG.
I'm not going to say on the show, number one. Number two, if it's going to be for an eclipse, it better be a total one. I don't care. 97%, it's not total, so I'm not getting up. So, what do we got? So, I'm a beginner and I have questions. Shoot, Tom, but you're only allowed to ask a beginner question. Don't be wise. He's gonna start throwing math at me. Tom's like a mathematical genius. This guy, he's like a computer whiz, and yeah, he.
Right back.
Where you going?
I got a dog problem. I'll be right back.
Oh, I thought he was gonna get like an abacus or something, but yeah. So we got a couple of things going on moving forward. We have what do we got? We got in a couple of weeks. We have what's his name? Hendrik from Star Aid coming up, and he's going to be hanging out with us on December 10th. That's our next live guest. Our following live guest after that is Amy Astro. So Amy Astro will be hanging out with us, and that's on the following Friday. That's going to be December 17th. So I spoke to Mr. Tom Bramwell today a little bit via text message, and it looks like the Prima Luce Trio event is going to be a recorded one because plans have changed and stuff like that. So it looks like it's going to be a recorded one, and Filippo and Omar are going to be in Italy while Tom and I are hanging out. Well, 3,000 miles apart, but in the same country. So that's the next thing. I know that I don't know if you saw last week's. Anybody that's watching, if you haven't seen last week's, I'm actually in the process of it. I'm sorry, Wednesday's show with Warren Keller, and you gotta excuse to my left Max Headroom over there. He's having some streaming issues. So yeah, I know. What are you gonna do? When you move down to Florida, you'll get gigabit up, gigabit down, and you'll be fine.
I know.
I wasn't sure if you
I know.
spoke yet. I was waiting for it to come across.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But it happens. It happens. I hope everybody could just deal with the stuttering if it happens. So it shouldn't be too bad. Maybe the kids will stop, streaming. What is it? Lower Decks from Star Trek. And maybe but but um but yeah. So I'm working on so and Pete Myers, if he ever shows up tonight, he said he was going to come hang out with us tonight. Um, but he actually hooked up Dr. Sass. He got in touch with Dr. Sass. Finally, he got luckier than I did at iTelescope, and he's going to be hanging out with us probably in January as well. So that's going to be pretty cool. Working on some more guests, and if anybody else wants to be a guest, let me know. Well, come hang out with us. And it looks like maybe we'll be trying another platform so we could have more than 4 people. So it seems to be working pretty decent. That melon, I gotta say thank you to Sean to kind of turning me on to that.
Hmm.
It seems that the streaming to the multiple platforms has a lot better response time. So there's a lot less kind of like with Restreamio. I always found out that the YouTube part always dropped off, and that's why we never used it. And it's unfortunate, but I think that this melon is going to be working pretty well. So, and I'm wondering why is Restreamio working?
Huh?
And I'm looking to see why. Yeah, something's messed up here because it's not going across on Facebook or Twitch right now.
Oh,
Oh, there we go. There we go. I just had to refresh it. It's there. Okay, we're online. Okay. I was getting scared for a second. But yeah, so we got some guests. I'm gonna knock on Scott Roberts' door again. It's been a year since he has been shown. He always got some good stories for us. And I'm actually doing some imaging tonight. So I'm gonna go take a
go
look at my.
off.
What's that? Yeah, I'm telling you. And of course, I got crappy pictures, so I'm not showing it to you. It's why. What is that? Yeah, I got some tracking problems. Maybe a wind.
Yeah.
Maybe a gust of wind. I don't know. So yeah, I'm playing around a little bit. My guiding is pretty good. And yeah. Anyway, so tonight we're going to be talking about questions on Facebook that I kind of gathered, and I'm just going to pull up my cruddy picture right now, and
Trying to image and stream at the same time.
I'm
That's
telling
like
you, it's
walking and
it's it's
chewing
definitely a
gum.
bunch of dead air. Um, yeah, it's not fun. So we're trying to do a bunch of little things at once. So I'm just trying to see if I could. I don't know why my guiding is good, but my stars are messed up. That's kind of messed up. Let's see. That looks better. It was just a gust of wind, probably. Okay. Anyway, so this seems to be working fine. So, we got some questions, or I gathered some questions on Facebook. Scott, I don't know if you pulled any off, but I pulled a couple off. And if I could
Mm.
get it up here, I'm going to import and image. Where's the image? Image. Browse. Desktop. Question Q&A. Here we go. Okay, so here's our first question. Here we go.
Okay.
Question, for those of you that take flats the next day with an LCD panel, do you wait until it's dark again to take the flats, or is it okay to take them during the day? I was just wondering if the ambient light can mess them up.
Mm, it'd have to be really bright. I mean, if you're trying to do it in the direct sun, that might be a problem. But I mean, if you're like in your garage, or you're shaded, I would say no, especially if you've got a light panel. Um, I mean, if you're doing the t-shirt method, shooting sky flats, it doesn't matter.
Right.
If you got a panel, that panel is bright enough that I think it's going to wash out any bleed.
It's yeah. I mean, it could definitely do that. But I'll tell you, I came up with an issue taking flats during the day.
Okay.
So just again, a very particular set of circumstances has to happen for this to happen, like it happened to me.
Okay.
The Dan brain fart, as it's been called. Um, so number one is if you have a flat with a wire, a power wire, make sure the power wire isn't in between your flat panel and your dew shield. That's the first thing. Okay? Because your only problem will not be the wire. The other problem will be that the light is getting in from the side. So
Yeah.
so that's one thing. But if you have a bump or something, now I didn't really do that. I'm just making this stuff up. But if you have an imperfect dew shield on the top where your flat panel is imperfectly on, that could
Yeah.
create a problem. And something that I found with a couple of my scopes, for those of you that have the retractable sliding dew shield that come up the refractor,
Mm-hmm.
if that is not sealed at the back end, you could have light leaks coming in from underneath. And that I've seen. That I've actually seen for me. I with one of my older scopes, I had one of those retractable things, and it didn't really seal well at the back. And I did the flats during the day. My flat panel was at the normal brightness that I always did. I've had the same flat panel for years,
Mm-hmm.
and the whole thing was all of a sudden I'm getting, when I was getting a 28,000 ADU, all of a sudden I'm at like 43, and
Yeah.
part of it's brighter than the rest.
Huh. Were
So
you in the direct sunlight?
I was doing it during the day. I mean, I'm sure it was beating down. And plus my scope is outside, so it's not,
Yeah.
So just be careful. Me personally, I pick a dark night. I mean, flats are relatively short,
Yep.
in the matter of two
It only takes a few
seconds.
minutes.
So 2 seconds. If you're doing 100, that's 200 seconds. If you have a
Yeah, it
slow
only takes a
camera
minute.
like me, that takes
Right.
20. It takes me 26 seconds to download a 2 second frame. So
Yeah.
it takes me a little bit
Get that out.
longer than everybody else. But I can I don't shoot flats during the day. I do it at night, a cloudy night, and just do them real quick. And then, in all fairness, I'll run off if I'm doing flats. I'll do new dark flats or new bias. For me for the CCD, I'll do that. And if it's not going to rain, I'll just every once in a while I'll just run off 50 darks, new ones, get rid of the old ones, and
Yeah.
well, don't get rid of the old ones, but we'll talk about that because that's actually
Substitute them.
that's
Yeah.
a question coming up regarding darks. Um,
I mean, as
uh,
far as if you have to take your lights during the day, or you've got some reason that you're doing it, prior to dusk, and you've got that similar kind of issue that Dan was dealing with, you could a quick fix. You could just take your dew heater strip and put the dew heater strip around,
yep,
exactly,
yeah, you can
and
wrap it
that
around
should
or
block the light out.
get a pair of pants, tie them up, whatever. Sweatpants work really good. I've tried it. I've done it. It's how I
Yeah.
troubleshot my light leak with a pair of sweatpants. But Papa Bear is fighting a stomach bug. Sorry about that, Papa.
Everybody's getting sick. What's up?
Everybody, you know what? It's that time of year, man. There's a stomach virus going around on Long Island. There is, obviously COVID, but I mean, New York is okay with the numbers. But for the most part, I mean,
Mm.
it's gonna be, it's that time of year. Flu, the ends of the allergy season, and people are getting
Oh, it
sick.
hits me terrible in November. I mean, I every November I battle with the sinuses because we go from 65, 70 degrees, and it's like next week it's like two, you know, and it just wreaks havoc with my sinuses.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
terrible.
well,
It's one of the things I'm looking forward to in Florida is not having to deal with that anymore.
yeah, well, yeah. Now you just got to deal with the 4 o'clock thunderstorm. But,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, exactly.
yeah. So for those of you that take lights, take flats with the panel, if you do it during the day, give us a shout on the chat box, and we'll talk about it. But I just want to see if I'm still getting crappy pictures, and I
Don't put your
am.
light panel in peril either. Don't try to take flats, during, a gusty windstorm or something, that God forbid you knock a $300 flat panel onto the ground and bust it.
Yeah, right. I think I might have a wire snag somewhere. I'm just pulling up a picture real quick. I'm trying to see.
There has been a lot of hoop-de-doo on the Astro channels on YouTube lately about shooting fast scopes.
Yeah,
I think that's really interesting. I know Quiv is over the moon about it, and there have been others that are crazy about it as well. And shooting those fast scopes, I mean, especially in light polluted areas. I mean, my goodness gracious, if you haven't seen Quiv's thing he did on that 6-inch Celestron that he did with the Hyperstar from
yeah.
a Bortle 8 in Tokyo, and he was shooting the Pleiades and another galaxy. Um, and he was doing it in broadband.
Yep, yep.
I mean, he was taking 30-second subs. He had like 500 on the Pleiades. He had another 700 on the Galaxy, and he was getting amazing results with that little 6-inch Celestron.
And,
It was crazy. It was so cool to see that from a Bortle 8. That's insane.
yeah, he does some awesome work. I'm changing some of these lights.
He was as impressed with it as I am. He was just flabbergasted at how well it was working. Yeah, those fast scopes, man, for light polluted areas, that may be a magic bullet.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see as the technology advances, what happens with it. So, I mean,
Hmm.
it's going to be really interesting over the next couple of years. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's just going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
I'll tell you one thing. I sure am glad I decided to buy that Hyperstar. I I wasn't sure when I was initially looking at it. I mean, $1,500 is a lot of money.
Yep,
Um, but man, I'll tell you, I sure am glad I got it.
I'm telling you. I mean, it's going to be great. Let me see. Let's grab the next question because the next question is going to be kind
Yeah,
of fun. Um, Let me get out of my
and your
eagle.
background just changed.
It changes every time. I got a movie playing in the background. It changes every 10 minutes.
That's cool. I
So
like that.
yeah, I got. Oh, this is the fun one. This is the Jar Jar one.
Yeah, Jar Jar.
And let's see. I'm gonna import this and input image and browse and Q2.
One of the with that melon, are you going to be able to have um, backdrops that you
Yep,
can artificial ones?
yep,
That you can use kind of like what they do in Zoom.
yep. Absolutely.
That's great. Yeah, that's great. That's
Here we
good.
go. We got a newbie question. There you go.
Okay.
Quick play. Here we go. Give it a second. We'll wait for it to pop on YouTube, and here we go. Here's a newbie question for you. As my setup has been hibernating all summer long due to awful viewing conditions, I polar aligned my mount earlier and then fixed the scope to it, which I don't really understand that, but okay. I was expecting the scope to automatically be pointing directly at Polaris, but it wasn't. Am I confused and misinformed to be assuming that this is the way it should be?
Well, the mount is probably pointed at Polaris, but if your scope is not in dead alignment with the mount, it could. I mean, it only takes a small little bit to knock it out.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
yeah, you definitely. And in all fairness, if you're sitting there and you polar align the mount, and then you put, I, I, I don't understand. I like the question's a little worded a little weird. The way I'm visualizing this is I polar align my mount without the scope on it, and then I put the scope on the top of the mount after I polar aligned it. To me, bad idea.
That's yeah, that's hinky.
Yeah, bad idea.
Yeah,
So,
that would never work for me.
well, no, no. I mean, it won't. It shouldn't work for a red cat. You really shouldn't
Anybody.
be doing it that
Yeah,
way,
right.
because just like what you said, Scott, you put the scope on. Who knows? That mount kind of moves a little bit as you're futzing around with the mount. You like my purple
Yeah,
hair tints? Yeah, I don't know how. I think
yeah,
it's because of light. There you go. I'll get rid of that for you.
yeah. It's the light.
There you go.
Oh no, you should keep the
There you go.
purple. It's very sexy.
Oh, you like that? You like that? You like the purple, huh? I like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know. I gotta check that out. But
There
that's left over from the Pennywise. That's what that is.
you
But
go.
but yeah, so how you should be doing it is you put the scope on, you put everything on it, counterweights, the whole thing, polar align.
Yep.
Now, also, just so I'm saying the right thing here. If you're properly polar aligned, your scope is not necessarily going to be pointing directly at Polaris anyway. It shouldn't be. It should be close, but there is a
It's not like
differential.
plate salt.
No, yeah, no, but there's a differential between polar aligning to Polaris and actually polar aligning to the North Celestial Pole, like you should be
Right.
doing. It's a little
Yeah.
bit off, and
Yeah.
you know,
Anybody that's taken an orienteering class, on maps and such knows that.
I
The
don't think
magnetic pole
anybody
and the
I
actual
know,
pole.
I don't even know what that is. I mean,
Orienteering? Yeah,
I,
map reading.
okay, yeah, never heard of it, and I didn't even know they had a class for it. But
Oh yeah.
no, I'm sure there
Oh, you
is.
see, I come out of the backpacking
Well, now if
realm,
you
so
said
I
if you
spent a lot of
said
time.
cartography or something, that I might
Yeah,
understand as map reading. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know what that was, but hey, that stuff is real interesting, and you just want to make sure again that you're definitely pointed at the North Celestial Pole and not necessarily at Polaris. You will be pointed in the general direction, but you're not going to be um, pointed directly at it. You should have an offset.
Yeah, that's one of the nice features with Sharp Cap, and I think also with uh oh geez, the other one, Daniel. I can't now. It went right out of my head.
Um,
Polemaster. God, I had to think about
oh,
it there
yeah,
for a
yeah, yeah.
second. Good gracious. But like with Sharp Cap, it's such a predictable setup, and it's so easy to use. You use it two or three times, it's like riding a bike. You got it mastered for life.
Yep. Yeah, Sharp Cap
It's
for
easy
polar
to use.
alignment has been what I've used for
Oh,
a long time. I mean, it's ever since it was able to come out like that. I mean, it's Pretty awesome.
Oh
Very
yeah.
easy. Very easy. Takes like 2 minutes. Let's see.
I'm
I'm
gonna
just
bring the text up on this chat box. I can't read anything. There we
I'm
go. Okay.
just my O3 is kind of getting wacky. I think I might have. I think I got a cable snag. Yeah, I got double stars on my O3. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, Greg is right. Park scope, polar line scope, not synonymous. That's right.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. All right. These questions going too fast.
Well, I mean that one's fairly simple. I mean, there are so many great videos on YouTube on how to do these basic functions. I mean, not for nothing, but Amy Astor has got some great videos on doing setups like this. On using SharpCap, using the PoleMaster. Not just her. There's other ones as well. They get great videos on this stuff. And I even think I have something that I haven't actually put up yet, but
Okay.
there's not really any need. There's a plethora of good videos on YouTube on how to do it correctly.
Yeah, I'm just checking. I changed my imaging down to 3 minutes, just to see what's going on here, because it's kind of acting wacky. But anyway,
Yeah.
let's
Yep.
go back and we'll have a little bit more of a different question here, a different type of question. Here we go. Question regarding remote access. The youth
Mm,
astronomy group I work with is in the process of building the first of 3 observatories on the property of its research facility. Must be nice. Um,
right.
we are hoping to have it up and running during this summer. Apparently, this is an older thread, but whatever. One of the goals is to have it remotely accessible via the internet for others around the world to use. As the adult helping our student tech lead, I always ask which method is better for ensuring the remote access works all the time, barring unforeseen access issues down internet and all that. So remote
Well,
access.
yeah. Um,
Okay.
I've got yeah. I mean, the I, technically, when I had my scope set up, it was remote access. Granted, it was only 70 feet away, but it was remote. It was wireless. You know, um, Setting up a dedicated IP address, for the scope. Um, I don't have other than having like a wireless access point. Outside of that, I don't really have a lot of experience with anything beyond that.
Yeah, well, Tom Bramwell just popped a thing in there saying AnyDesk, and AnyDesk
Mm-hmm.
works great. Yeah, TeamViewer is no longer free, so that's a shame. If you want to go another way, it's not as good as AnyDesk, but Chrome Remote Desktop.
Remote desktop.
And if you're a Microsoft guy, you could use remote desktop connection. Just make sure you change the ports on it because everybody knows um, the default for that and could hack into whatever. Just make sure you change the port and make sure you have if you can punch a hole in your firewall. See, there you go. Tom just said the same thing. Yeah, so. Yeah, Chrome Remote
Or just
Desktop.
use a Mac and you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, sure you do.
I never do.
You never do because you live in like the middle of nowhere.
Right.
Dude, somebody
Exactly.
hacked into my network and it was me being an idiot. I left a big hole in my firewall. But I mean,
Oh
uh,
God, I do remember you telling me about
yeah,
that.
so
Yeah.
that was all my fault. But I mean, I changed every single port, changed everything, closed up everything. I'm behind a VPN now, so I'm
Oh
pretty
yeah.
I'm pretty
That
secure. So,
VPN is gold, man.
yep. Everybody thinks I'm in Bolivia.
Yeah, having a VPN is excellent.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, Tom just echoed what I said. Macs do have to deal with that stuff as well. So,
Well, I've been
Tom,
lucky.
Tom being an ex Apple employee, long time,
You know, too.
knows plenty of stuff about Macs. So,
Yeah, and Tom, at the AnyDesk, is that open source or not open source? Is that free or is it paid?
that's a good question. I don't even know, but I have used it. It's pretty good.
Because I've only ever used remote desktop.
Okay.
I never had an issue with it either.
And
Oh, they
nothing
have a
gonna.
free client.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, that means they probably also have a paid client.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everybody, doesn't everybody?
Yeah, yeah. Got to make that dinero.
Yep.
Got to make that greenbacks.
And my sulfur's coming out good, so that's good. All right, we'll just keep on going.
Yeah,
And
I agree, Greg. Same thing. I've been using remote desktop for a while and it's fine.
yeah. Yep.
Works great.
I haven't had it ever since I changed the ports. I think if I remember right, it's 3399 is the default or something like that. But it's like you got to change that port to secure your system. So just make sure that I still can't get my ASIR Plus to stay connected to my Wi-Fi. Yeah, you're gonna have to get in line on that one, Papa. A lot of people are having problems.
Are you,
Um,
Pop? Are you using a wireless access point? You're not trying to connect to that through walls, are you?
yeah, we'll wait for him to answer.
Wirelessly, I mean. Wirelessly. Do you have a remote access point that has a clear line of sight?
No.
That I guarantee you that would definitely address and fix the issue.
Yeah.
Unless there is a problem with the ASIR.
No, I don't think Usually when you're going wireless, you got to remember that even though it's got the external antenna, you don't have a
A
super
lot of
long
range.
range.
No.
So I guess my whole thing with the ASIR Plus, number one, to your point, Scott, are you connecting to your home network, or are you using the hotspot for the
Hmm.
ASIR? I guess that's no, via router from Comcast.
Yeah. So he's trying to come
You're
directly from
going,
where his
yeah,
router
you're
is
going from
inside.
yeah. The way I'm reading that, Papa Bear, is that you're going from your outside telescope to your living room somewhere.
Yeah.
Just
That's where your problem is.
Yeah, that's not good. You need to wire an access point outside, or just run a wire all the way to your scope. But that kind of defeats the purpose of the Wi-Fi. Um,
Yeah, and you're going to run into problems too with that going longer than 75 feet or so. There's you're gonna degrade the signal.
Not at my house,
Um, you get away with that, okay?
dude. I
How
get.
far do you run a cable?
Oh no, I don't. I'm on Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
I'm on Wi-Fi. I get Wi-Fi signal. I get 3 bars of Wi-Fi signal across the street in my neighbor's
Oh yeah.
backyard.
Oh yeah.
So
Those ingenious. Yeah, that's what you should seriously consider, Papa, is getting an ingenious wireless access point. And then there are videos online on how to set it up, and you just put it in a line of sight. And I'm telling you, I hooked that sucker up outside, and I walked. I was a half a mile away and still getting signal from that thing.
yeah, yep. Trying to remember.
Stupid.
Um, Wi-Fi signal. So with I see. Did Tom have a question? I thought I
Yeah,
saw a
he's
question. Something about. Can you
Tom's
specify how the
answering.
ASI air connects? Can you choose 2.405 That would be yes. Now with the plus, you can. Um,
Yeah.
can you force N or G? No, it's just 2.4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to see if your ASI air and Wi-Fi router are speaking the same type of Wi-Fi. Yeah. And also, you know what? If you're not already, if you're running in, make sure you got your station mode settings set correctly. Because if you don't, it's just going to keep on connecting, disconnecting, connecting, disconnecting.
Pain in the
It's
butt.
gonna be yeah, it's gonna be a big pain. But the first thing that I would do if I was you, Papa Bear, is get an outside access point, and
Guaranteed.
then you'll have a lot stronger Wi-Fi. And when the spring and the summer comes, when you want to hang out in the backyard, you'll have Wi-Fi in the backyard. It's just an extra, it's an extra bonus. Um,
Yeah, that outside wireless access point, it will serve for a whole heck of a lot more than just connecting your telescope.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
And Dennis,
anything you need Wi-Fi for.
yeah, Dennis, a lot of people do this too, is that they throw a repeater on the telescope leg. And
Hmm.
you could just throw it like, throw it in the middle of your backyard just as a repeater um, to kind of throw it out there so you can extend your wireless signal to where you're imaging. Um, Wires?
Wireless
Tim,
attracts
Tim.
lightning. Well, let's hope you're not.
Uh,
Let's hope you're not trying to image during a thunderstorm. That would be bad.
there you go. You want to see what else attracts lightning? There you go.
Oh yes.
There you go.
Yeah,
My
just go out
nice
in a lightning storm and hold that up.
my copper grounding stick that I've never used. So I was supposed to use that for a camera. Apparently, something weird with the not the ASI, the QHY 16200 has a
Uh,
grounding knob on the
yeah,
back. You remember
yeah,
I was
yeah,
talking about that?
yeah. Ron
Yeah.
was all
So
over you about that one.
you know what? I'll be honest with you. I did it for a little while. I put a run. Dude, the thing does nothing.
Yeah.
It does nothing. I mean, I stopped using it. I stopped running this wire from the camera to this other stick that I had, not this. I had it grounded to the pier, and
Mm-hmm. That's all you need.
yeah, but that does nothing either. I mean, I'm only running 12 volt. I mean, the camera's made for 12 volt. So,
Yeah.
um, what else, Tim? That's the issue. It won't show any network on station. Well, that's not good. If it's not
Right.
showing any networks in
You're
station
not reaching
mode,
anything.
you're not reaching. I would try turning it on inside your house and,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
switch it to 2.4
Yeah.
if
The
you're on
5
5.
is great for speed, but it's like,
Sucks for range.
you know, yeah.
It's
The
horrible.
2.4 is a lot slower, but a lot longer range. And I would always go for range over speed.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to know you definitely want to know that you're connected to your Wi-Fi, and that's why I tell even I do, um, even I do what you call it.
There you go.
I think I'm in a tree. I
Huh?
think I'm in a tree. I got all black, no stars. But
Oh, your your scope is pointed at a tree. Gotcha.
yeah, I may have to go outside. Oh wait, no, I think it did play soft. Okay, it played soft. Anyway, something happened. It was weird. How many stars did it find? It doesn't say.
Hey, handsome.
Um, Tenda is in the house about 20 feet from his scope. There is even a brick wall between him. Never had a single issue. They both cost under $20. I mean, if it works for you, that's fine. But you got to remember, different houses are made out of different things, and different houses may be blocking signal.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to test and see what works for your house. If it works for your house, great. If not, well, you know, get something else. And again, I love my outside access point because I can chill in the backyard and I get awesome internet. So
Yep.
that's my whole thing. But as far as remote access is concerned, back to the question, um, I use remote desktop connection. I know Tom uses AnyDesk. Um, yeah, exactly, Tom. That's what I'm saying. The stucco in the houses with the chicken wire,
Faraday
Faraday
cage.
cage.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, he's right. He's right. I mean, it just bounces all over the place, and you'll never get it. So just try what works in your house, and that's what it is.
Yep. Yeah, and the
Um,
wireless access points are really not terribly expensive. I mean, you can get a really good one for under $200,
yep.
and
I'm
that's a
just
really good one.
yeah, I'm just looking to see my
Check out Ingenious, Papa.
yeah, that's what I have.
In
I have
the
the
Ingenious.
Ingenious. I have
Yeah,
the
they make one. They
EXT
make one that's it's a
620. I have.
yeah, it's a white box that has the antennas going up and the antennas going down. And the one set's for the 2.4, the other set's for the 5.
Yeah, yeah. So it's got the 2.4, the two antennas, and the two
Yep.
fives. I mean, give it a shot. I mean, but I would tell you to just try and turn that thing on, um, turn that thing on inside, and
Mm-hmm.
let the and see if it sees your wireless network. Um, hey, Gideon, no problem,
There's
man.
Gideon.
You got it. Anytime. Glad I could help. But yeah, Gideon, if you remember, had the issue with that block, like that star, kind of. It had like a
Oh
little
yeah,
square on it.
yeah. The funny, funky, what we thought was an artifact. What did that turn out to be?
It had something to do with the program and stacking. So when I stacked it up in PixInsight,
It
no problem.
worked. What was he
It
using?
APP, if I remember right.
Oh, okay.
Um, and it could have just been something. It could have been. I bet you it was just a one-off. Some setting was off. But
Hmm.
the data. The data is fine. There's nothing wrong with the data.
Well,
It's had
that's
something
good.
to do. Yeah, and just so you know, it was released today, as a matter of fact. And this may help you, Gideon. Um, is that 3.90 for APP just came out today.
Oh, we finally got it
We
sussed out.
finally got it out. Go grab it. I
Ah,
hear there's a lot of enhancements to the program, and I'm really excited about it. I want to try it out. But again, I'm not. I'm not a tester. I don't want to be. It drives me nuts. And I spoke to the guys the other night. I said I don't want to test anything. I'll write. I don't want to test. I hate it. But I'm too old. I'm probably the oldest one of the group. I don't have the. Oh, maybe Scott may have me the running for the money there. But but between me and Scott, we're probably the oldest guys in the group, and
yeah.
I don't want to learn anything else. I don't want to learn anything. I just want things that work and then just run with it. So I have no problem writing the technical stuff. The people like Eric, Tyler, Scott, if he wants to, Tegan. I'm
Tegan.
not
Yep.
shipping anything over to New Zealand, so sorry, Simon. Um, but yeah, Gideon. The data looked great, actually. The data was really, really nice. And again, I did nothing to that data. I just stacked it. I wanted to see if it came up with any issues, but it didn't. So I mean, just do it again. It's going to be pretty cool.
Yep.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
I don't mind, testing occasionally. I really like doing product reviews, getting new stuff and looking at it and going through it and giving your your
That's
your uh,
testing to
your
me.
ups, your thumbs or downs, ups or downs.
That's testing to me, though. That's
Yeah, I like doing that. I think
yeah,
doing the product reviews is kind of cool.
yeah. I don't have the patience for that. I really don't. I have so limited beautiful skies in New York that
Yeah.
I hate to kind of waste it. Oh, it's doing a meridian flip right now. It says
Hmm.
oh, it says meridian in 24 hours, so it's doing a meridian right now. All right. Um, let's see. One off as well. I'm not really proficient in assessing if the data was nice or not. What do you look at when you see this? Um,
Mm.
well, I don't know, Scott. You're the professional
Well, I mean,
photographer.
roundness of the stars.
Yep, yep,
Roundness of the stars. How much noise, signal to noise, you've got. I mean, are your images really noisy? Um, are they in focus?
yep.
You got um, you got weird artifacts. You got airplanes or satellites going through. Now, granted, you can airplanes and satellites and stuff like that. You can calibrate that stuff out.
As long as you're dithering.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
as long as you're dithering.
And yeah, and dithering, drizzling, they kind of go hand in hand. You
Yep,
can't drizzle if you don't dither.
yep.
So, and if you don't know what drizzling is, again, you gotta do is go into Google and type it in, and you'll get YouTube videos out the yin yang. Um,
It's funny. What you just said. It was kind of like that commercial of the girl that goes to the costume party. That it's not a costume party. It's like a it's like a business meeting, and you just said dizzling. So
did I
I,
really? Did I
I
say dizzling?
I don't know if you did, but that's what it sounded like because I think you cut out a little bit. But anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Um, well, Sean from Visible Dark just popped in. How you doing,
Hey.
Sean? What's going on? Installing. Yeah, I saw the picture of the 3 nanometers. It's psych. That's gonna be sick, dude. That's gonna be sick. You know what you do? Pick an object, Sean, and I would love to do, like just take some raw shots of the same object you're doing and put it up against the Aunt Leah's and see, because we both have the same scope, the ES-127 carbon fiber. So
Yep.
pick a narrowband object. Let's go. Put it head to head. And,
I think the only difference is he's using a QHY um, camera, right?
so am I.
He's using the. Huh?
So am I.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You are.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, he's got a little different of a camera. But, you know what? That's not going to be that big of a deal. It's the same scope, same f ratio.
Yeah.
Should be kind of cool. Um,
Were they
how
similar price points? Those filters.
price points have not come out yet, as far
The
as I know.
the Aunt Leah's. Oh, they're. Oh, okay. They haven't released prices on them.
Nope,
I
nope.
see.
It's still in test. So,
Okay.
um, oh yeah, the giveaway. I forgot about the giveaway. I got the box of stuff up here. Um,
Yeah, that's the Sean. That's the camera that's similar to the 600 from ZWO, right? So it's the uh,
yeah, it's a
again, right
268.
out
I
of my
think.
head.
I think he's
Yeah,
got the
the
QHY
2600 is a.
268.
What's the sensor size? I can't remember. Oh my God, it's right out of my head.
That one I don't know, but I'm sure he'll tell us. Yeah, he's got the 268. Yep. Um, I'm checking out Astrophotography, but it's still on version 1. Um, oh,
Yeah,
wait,
APS-C. Thank you,
I'm
Sean.
sorry. It's not
Or Mark.
APP, it's APT. I'm sorry. APT's at 3.9. I said APP. I apologize. It's APT. My apologies. Mixed them up. All my fault. So why don't we make a date for the giveaway? How about that? Why don't we make a date for the giveaway right now? Because let's get it out to somebody for Christmas. How about that?
There you go.
How about that? So I'm gonna grab this guy, and I believe we said we were gonna do Let's see, which one? Which
Still
one?
got the
This.
ones from Tyler, right?
Oh yeah, there's one.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and there's the other. And so we got the Neptune, the IMX 464, and the
Yep.
Mars, the 290. So we got both of those. So,
Hey, let my dog in. I'll be right back.
yep. Why don't we do this? Anybody who wants to be involved in the giveaway needs to email me their email address. So email me and I'll put the link to my personal email, not the Dan at AstroWorld. I'm having a problem with that, but hrado13 at gmail.com, and put in the subject line AstroWorld giveaway. And what we'll do is we'll pull that giveaway on December. Let's see, December. We'll give it a month. We'll pull the winner on. We'll pull the winner on the Amy Astro show. How about that? We'll do that on December 17th. We'll pull the winner. Just email me your email address, and I'm gonna put it on a piece of paper, and I'll pull it out of a hat, and we'll do that. So December 17th for the Mars camera. We'll do the Mars camera, the 290 from Player One. So we'll do that. So again, send your email to the email at AstroWorld TV, and I'll put it on our ticket. Sorry, to my email right there. And again, please put AstroWorld giveaway in the subject line with your email address. So my regular email address, hrado13 at gmail.com. So you send it right there. I put it in the group chat. So send it there, and we'll give it away at the Amy Astro show, and we'll do that some way halfway through the show. We'll pull the thing. We'll pull the ticket. So that's gonna be pretty cool. Let's do that. Evening, Norm. How you doing, Frank? I hope you got the scope. I just did the collimation on Frank's scope. I hope it's out. Hope he's checking it out right now. Yeah, 268 is in. No, you don't. You don't have to put your postal address yet. If you win, you could give it to me, and don't worry, I'll send it to France. I'm messing with you, Gideon. I'm messing with you. Oh, we got Pete Myers texting me. Hold on. Dan, please email me the link. Okay. Give me 1 second. And I'm emailing Pete the link. He's there. Beta.vmix. Oh, we got two people. We got people blowing up my email already. .com. And I'll also put it on TikTok. I'll put it on Instagram. I'll put it on everything. So we'll blow up the airwaves on the giveaway. And his. Let me just send this to Pete. And.
Sorry, trying to suss out the internet issues we're having.
4. There you go. I just sent it to Pete. And Pete should be coming in momentarily.
Okay.
I just messing with Gideon. Gideon's funny. All right, cool. So we got. Let's see, Greg. Please do not Advertise the giveaway anywhere else. Greg, come on.
Just the 18 of us.
So you have a 1 in 18 chance of winning. Oh, you just went.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to get, a demo for this new guiding camera.
I just
That
emailed Hendrik.
ah
I emailed him today. I don't know if he got back to me yet. I think the time's a little bit off.
yeah,
Man, I
I would
got six
really
entries that people are watching right now.
nice. I
Um,
would really like to demo that guide camera.
yeah, he hasn't got back to me yet. He's on a different time zone. So
Yeah, yeah,
and
throwing that bad boy up in my guide star, the 61, and using that and trying that for guiding, and seeing how well it works with you know um, what's the other one? The man, my brain is just going south tonight. The
it's okay.
off-axis guider.
It's Friday. I'm just trying to get this up and set for Pete. And Pete is
There's
on.
Pete.
And let me
Hey,
just make
Pete.
sure his. Okay, hold on. And now, and then there was three. We have three.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, the prodigal son returns.
Yes. How you been, Peter?
I tell you what, my knee's feeling much better.
Good.
I mean, ACL, MCL, meniscus work on it. I mean, it was blowing up about 3 times the size of my left knee. But I
Oh
tell you, at least now
man.
I'm able to start walking around, so that's pretty good.
Oh man, that's crazy, man. Yeah, we were talking yesterday about it, man, and
Oh
oh,
man, I
I
tell you. And,
I
and the
would.
funny thing is tomorrow I've got a hockey game, and I'm thinking, are you kidding me? Yeah, because it's a playoff game, and we have to play against a bunch of kids that are 45 years old, right?
You're
And I'm
playing hockey?
I was hoping to, but I don't think I am. I mean, it's just too crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if I would do that just out of surgery. I'm not sure if that's
No,
Yeah.
I agree with you, man. Absolutely. But anyway, it's good to be back, guys. How's everybody doing?
good, man. Good,
Good,
hanging
good.
in there. It's definitely I'm actually trying to image, so if I seem a little distracted while I'm imaging and running the show and trying to talk to Scott and watch the chat box all at the same time. So
Yeah, and
Quick,
getting Facebook questions.
yeah, yeah.
did you see that British Columbia was the one province that could do what Alberta and Quebec couldn't do? They were able to separate from the rest of Canada.
There you go.
You
Really?
haven't heard about, you haven't heard about what's happening in British Columbia, have you?
No.
No.
Oh my God, you guys got to go check this out. I guess they've had this atmospheric river that came through. They got a month's worth of rain in 8 hours.
Oh
It has
my.
washed out all
Oh,
the
I
high.
did hear about that. Yeah.
There's no rail transportation. There's no
Yep.
highways that are intact to be able to bring product in. So now they're truly just isolated. And so now what they've done is they've been able to open up the U.S. border for Canadian residents because that's the only way that they're able to go around. So they have to go from like Vancouver down through Washington over to Spokane and then up that way to get actually
Wow.
through. So it's
Wow.
just incredible.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy. That's nuts.
Yeah.
Mm.
And of course,
How's things at Woodland Hills?
Hey, it's pretty busy. I've been working on a couple of big projects. I got a project for CDK-20 plane wave and an L350 mount that's got to go to New Zealand.
wow. Let's go
I've
into
got another,
Simon Lewis's house.
yeah, yeah. It's a guy called Chris Murphy, and the irony is he's got a DSLR. He's got a Canon or Nikon 810A camera. I know
Okay.
that's a full frame camera,
Yep.
right?
It
Yep.
is. It's the
So
Astro.
I'm thinking,
It's the one that has the IR cut removed. It's the
Yeah.
Astro camera.
Is that what they call their F series or their Z series cameras? I don't know anything about
No, no, no,
Nikon's.
that's their mirrorless. The A10A was a dedicated Astro camera
Yeah.
DSLR, not
Okay,
mirrorless.
but it's a full frame sensor though, right?
It is.
Yes.
Okay, so it's going to be definitely be a YT. So that's what I've got to do. I've got to come up with the precise parts because there's absolutely no off-the-shelf secure fit plane wave fitting. So I've got to come up with something. So
No,
I
it's
just
just a standard F mount, Pete.
oh, it's an F mount then. Okay,
Yeah, the 810 is just an F mount. Yep.
okay.
There
So
you
that's what
go.
I'll use an F mount. Perfect. Yeah, because I noticed is that
Yeah,
if
I
it's a
have an
wide
810. I don't have the A, but I have an 810. So
okay, but if it's a full frame, that's a wide T, right? It's a wide T ring. That's kind of what I'm familiar with
Yeah, you're gonna need the
DSLR.
48, I think, on that.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Man, you're
I'm
not going to believe.
surprised he's using that as his imaging camera. Why isn't he going with a cooled camera
Well, that's what I try to tell him, but he says that he doesn't have the funds. I'm going, well, wait a minute. You're spending $18,000 to get a
on a plane wave?
yeah down to New Zealand, but you don't have the money to get a dedicated a CMOS camera.
Yeah, really.
Go figure, right?
I mean, wow.
Yeah,
Wow. That's an interesting way to kind of go.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
I predict he'll outgrow that quick.
Yeah.
the interesting thing is I've already been on precise parts. The cost of the precise parts is $480.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm going,
That's not
"Are you kidding?"
surprising.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, you and I were talking about the kind of thing I got going. I got a customer that's got an edge, and we were talking about that. I asked you to just verify my math just before I screw things up, and so I had to get 3 precise parts things just to hook this up, and because he's got all these different things. He's got the William Optics manual rotator. He's got the EFW from ZWO. He's got the point 0.7 reducer. So I mean, he's got all this stuff going on. He needs all custom adapters to do this.
oh
And
man.
Yeah,
he's a good guy. He's one of our regular customers, and he's been literally. He's kind of like the way Scott did it.
Yep.
Was you got the scope. He's only got an 11. He's got a deforked edge. It was a CPC. It's no longer a CPC. But we put a dovetail on it and whatever. But now he's got what does he get? The EQ8R with the
your mount.
11. Yeah. And it's going to be awesome, but he's doing it right. He hasn't taken it. It hasn't seen first light yet.
Yeah,
He's been in the house for like 6, 8 months, putting it
Wow.
together, getting the software, doing this, doing that, getting the pieces that he needs. He's doing it very methodically, and
sounds very familiar.
yeah. So I mean, I am the complete opposite probably than anybody else. That's why they call me RTFM Dan, and and it's something I don't do very well. I don't read manuals. I don't read books. I don't do anything. I watch TV. Actually, I read books, but I mean, it's just like I use them as reference. Yeah,
Reference.
but
Got a quick question to ask you guys. We're not on live yet, are we?
Oh
we've
yeah.
been live the whole
Oh,
time.
we're live. We've been
Oh,
live for an hour.
8 o'clock.
I see. Okay, because I was going to talk to you guys afterwards because
We-
I got to share
Yeah,
some.
that's fine. Hang
Yeah,
out afterwards.
Don't log off. You always log off right away. Don't log off right away. We hang out afterwards.
Oh,
Yep.
okay, then definitely I'll do it. Okay,
It doesn't go. It doesn't go off. It goes. Just be quiet for 10 seconds. Don't say anything funny. And then when I say we're out, we're out.
okay.
And then we can talk
Cool.
freely.
Oh, good.
No hot
It's just like
mics.
it's like a Zoom call.
Hey, Scott, who do you have there?
This is Rocky.
Oh, the Rocky the Dougie.
Yeah. What is he, handsome? Huh? Want to say hi?
Oh my God, look at him. He's a cutie pie.
Oh yeah, he's a moose. There you. Oh, there he is.
Look at that. Oh man. Oh, he is
He's a
just
good
a
boy.
handsome.
Yeah, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. All right, get out.
Um,
Oh,
Hey, and
Gideon wants to know if the Brand Player One a nod to the Ready Player One movie.
great movie.
Great, better book. Okay,
Yeah, it's
movie.
better. Yeah, that's a great movie though. God, I've seen that a
But
dozen times at
I
least.
no Player One. Who did they shoot off from? They shot off from someone. Um, the who I don't want to say the wrong company, but somebody left the company to make Player One company, and I forget where they
You're
left
talking about
from.
Real Player One?
No, the cameras that we got.
Oh, the cameras.
The cameras.
Sorry.
These guys. The planetary camera guys. These guys. Player One.
Ah,
You know,
my bad.
these guys. They're an offshoot from somebody, and I forgot who. I don't remember.
Nope, can't help you there.
I'll find out tomorrow. But we didn't say it's Pete, but we're doing a giveaway. Oh, there he goes. He's got to get the hat. Freaking guy.
it's the season already, man. It's starting.
You guys are doing good this year. Finally, jeez.
Hey, hey, wait a minute. It's a long season, and it's the Leafs.
Well, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Try doing 13 games on the road
Mm.
before you do your first home opener.
Well, it's funny. I was talking to a guy up in Sudbury, Ontario, and it's funny. His little signature line on cloudy nights is that chances are I'll see a supernova before the Leafs ever win the Stanley Cup.
Well, I feel the same. I feel the same with the Islanders. I mean, we got goddamn Tampa Bay, man. Jeez.
Yep, they crushed it.
Tampa Bay, 2 years in a row, Game 7. Oh my
I know.
God.
They crushed
Yeah.
it.
And the last one was a shutout. We didn't even show up.
I know.
Yep.
How do you
Hey,
not score a goal in the playoffs? How do you not?
Yeah.
Oh
and you don't win
God.
games if you don't score, right?
What's that?
You don't win games if you don't score.
No. You know what? And I'm just hoping once we open up the house tomorrow, which is our first home game, our second home game Sunday night is actually against your team, the Maple Leafs, which is on
Mm.
Man,
Sunday.
so how does the new arena look? I'd be curious just to see. I mean, have they
Um,
given
I,
you any?
I was able to get in on a tour before it opened. It was 3 weeks before it opened, so it was still in scary shape. So, but I saw. Let me tell you, this scoreboard that they have, it's the biggest scoreboard in the NHL.
Wow.
It's humongous. Dude, I got a picture of it somewhere. I'll put it up on the screen for you when I can find it. As you guys are talking, I'll look for it. But let me tell you, that was the best part of the tour, was seeing this freaking thing. This thing was humongous. It's like four stretch limos going across. It's ridiculous. But
Well,
it was on the ground, so it wasn't hoisted yet. So I can't
so
wait
it
to
kind
see
of
what it looks like up.
yeah, so it kind of looks like the big scoreboard down there at the Dallas Cowboys, right? AT&T Stadium. You know
Yeah,
that
it's
size of
that dude. It's huge. It's
scoreboard.
ridiculously large. It's really big. It's crazy.
Yeah,
But
it just amazes me. Is
Mm.
you know what? The Islanders will turn it around. They're just kind of in a slump because
no,
maybe
I'm
it's
not.
just the
I'm
playoffs.
I'm so
They'll turn
not
it
worried about it. Listen, I'm happy
Yeah,
to be what 5-6-2
yeah,
in 13 games, all on the road. Do you
yep.
know what our record was at home last year?
Mm-mm.
27-4-2.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Wow,
not that good.
We lost 4 games at home.
wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, they're talented. Boy, I tell you, they've got some talent on that team.
yeah, well, does Jim Houston still do the commentaries?
Mm.
I guess
Can't
he's
speak
talking
to that.
about the Leafs. Not that's definitely not Islanders. So
He's feeling sympathetic for me. I
yeah.
empathize.
Oh no, it's the Calgary Flames. No, nobody. nobody watches Calgary since what's his name got like booted, Ignala, whatever.
Oh,
They booted him, and
Rome. Yeah.
now they're a third, they're a third country, you
Hey,
know.
speaking about that, did you see, if you get a chance, go on YouTube and watch the move Connor McDavid did on four Winnipeg Jets last night.
The guy is,
I
I didn't
swear
see
to
him,
God, that move is incredible what he did.
dude.
It just is astounding the caliber of talent that this guy has. He is absolutely the greatest player
He
today in the game.
sucks.
Ah, here we go.
No, like, hey, there's a reason why he was the youngest captain on the Edmonton Oilers ever. The guy's just completely lights
Oh,
out. The guy's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, it just amazes me is how is a team like Edmonton able to get a Gretzky, get a Connor McDavid? I mean, it's just unfair. Like Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh gets a Sidney Crosby, they get Yarmer Yager, they get Mario Lemieux. I mean, how is it that certain teams just get those kind of guys every 10 years? You know?
You want to know why? It's all about the scouting.
Yeah,
Mm.
If you don't have a good scouting program, you're going to end up with crap. There's only so far a great farm team will get you. You need somebody that's going to be able to pull the trigger on those marquee players and bring them in. And once you start winning, more people want to be on winning teams than losing teams. Not everybody is like somebody that's got 7 rings and wants to come to a team and fix them like Barry Trotz did. There's
yeah.
not a lot of people like that. People don't want to go to a team that sucks. Who wants to be in a team that sucks? Nobody.
So who's going to get the Jack Eichel sweepstakes then? That's going to be interesting to see where.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be the Islanders. I know that, but it's unfortunate. I would like to grab that up, but
Well, that will be something. I mean, I guess he definitely wants to get out of Buffalo, but boy, I tell you what, he is definitely a generational talent as well.
yep, very, very good. Very good. Mario sold the team today? Okay.
Ooh,
Ooh,
Mr. Lemieux?
yeah, that's what Eddie is a Pittsburgh fan.
Oh,
He's yeah, I guess he did. Wow. Well, I guess since he bailed them out like 20 years ago from going bankrupt.
yeah. So
Um,
is he a minority owner now, or did he sell
I
completely?
just I just saw it on the chat. I have no idea.
It's up on the chat.
Um,
Interesting.
wow.
Yeah.
That's huge for the Penguins. I wonder how many people have the loyalty to Mario that it will just kind of jet,
Yep.
Mm.
you know,
Yeah, that's going to be real interesting.
to
Anyway,
a
Dan is
group in Boston. He sold them to a group of people in Boston. Are you serious? You couldn't get it in
oh,
different.
gotta
And
be kidding.
they're gonna
Oh,
they're gonna tank that team just so the Bruins gets another cup.
ah,
Oh,
oh God, you got to be kidding me.
oh man, we totally would listen. If you guys watch us, you realize that we go off the rails sometimes. We do this, and sometimes we don't talk about astrophotography. We talk about what we like to talk about, but
Yeah.
um, but we do answer the questions as they come. And I don't know if you heard this or not, Peter. I saw those cameras, those Player One cameras that I got that were donated by Tyler. We're going to be giving one away. We're going to be giving the 290 version, the Mars version away on the 17th.
Oh, cool.
And the 17th is the show that Amy Astro is going to be on. And we're going to be
Yeah.
giving it away. And all you have to do is email me with your email address, and I'll put everybody in a bowl. We'll pull the winner live, so no cheating for me. And and we'll hopefully I'll get it out next day, and you'll have it for Christmas. So Merry Christmas. As long as you're in the U.S. If it's outside the U.S., I can't promise you it'll be there in a week. But um, Long
Oh, hey,
Island.
Dan, I was going
So
to tell you, Christian Sassy is
Yes,
definitely
I got
interested
your
on.
text message.
Yeah, definitely give him an email and introduce yourself because he
I
definitely would like to
did.
come.
He didn't answer.
Oh yeah, he's been busy. He did a podcast this morning, but he'll definitely respond to you. So
Okay.
that's yeah.
I'll do it first thing in the morning. And
So
why
this
would I be
this
the Long Island Astros for a hockey team? Listen, if I would bring back the Chiefs. I would bring back the Chiefs. I would be like the Levittown Chiefs. That's where I'm from. I'm from the Levittown Chiefs. And I bring back the Hansons. And if you don't know who the Hansons are,
Yeah.
go look it up.
Yeah.
Bring us the Hansons.
so this Pete, this guy that you've been working with, for the plane wave, how big is that telescope?
Oh, it's a CDK 17, and
17-inch.
yeah, it's 17
Yep.
inch. So he's down in New Zealand. I don't know too much about Chris Murphy except the fact that he reached out and he said, Pete, I just need to get a draft quote for CDK 17. And I was asking him about an optical train, and I said, do you really want to look at maybe a CMOS camera? And he goes, no, right at the moment I've just got this Nikon 810A. So I thought, oh boy, that's going to be expensive to come up
Yep.
with precise parts to get
Yep.
that. Because once again, I can come off of the Hedrick focuser, and then I've got to come up with, because the back focus on that Hedrick focuser is 11.09 inches, I think, on the
Wow.
on the 14. Yeah, it's 11.09. Excuse me, it's the CDK 14, not the 17.
Okay.
But that's a back focus. So I've got to come up with a couple of the secure fit adapters. And then I've got to come up with the YT T-ring. So it's going to tap into that T-ring adapter. So I've just been kind of working on some of these calculations for this guy. But as I said, it's going to, especially now with this chain of supply, I mean, the cost of shipping
Oh
is so
yeah.
expensive.
It's crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
Shipping.
Well, the good thing that with precise parts, I mean, they're in Florida, so I mean,
Yeah.
that's this is just, everybody's making fun of us that they're talking about how if I had a hockey team on Long Island, what would I call them? And they're throwing names at the Johnstown Chiefs, the Savannah Sassies. I mean, these guys are funny. Tom said you guys are going to be having Eagle 4S's at Woodland Hills in a couple of days. As
Yes.
of tomorrow. As of tomorrow,
Yes.
you'll have them.
Yep.
So
And also, the Asados are coming in, and I think the Arcos are coming in the next 2 or 3 weeks as well. So we're getting a huge shipment coming in.
yeah, I've had my Arco pre-ordered for like ever. So
Yeah,
yeah.
those things.
How,
Is Thomas Bramwell,
What's that?
online?
Yeah, he's on.
Yeah.
He's on. Yep.
Is he? Yeah, maybe Thomas can kind of fill us in a little bit if he could maybe respond to this verbal question. Thomas, are they coming inbound?
So he actually said something a little bit earlier in the chat today. Let's see if I can find it real quick. I know that the Arco 2 went out to a customer. 3 is
Arco's
going
not
out tomorrow. And I guess the rest he's waiting for. I could be wrong about that. I could have misread it, but I'll wait for him to answer.
Yep.
Arco is in customs right now.
Yep.
Oh, good.
So
So
that
that's
means
good.
it landed. The carton, the container has been emptied, and they're just making sure they're not like putting something nasty in the boxes.
I'm kind of curious as to how that 17-inch plane wave is going to marry up with the sensor on that camera. If you're going to have to be binning, because of the pixel size on that camera. I don't know.
I can't understand. I don't. It blows my mind that you got a CDK 17 from PlaneWave.
It's a
Yeah, and you're not
14, sorry.
using a.
I don't care what it is. It's a PlaneWave, and
No,
and
You're
you're
using
running a DSLR camera. I
It
don't
doesn't make sense.
I don't get it. I don't get
I
it.
mean, 2 grand, you can get a kick-ass, ZWO camera.
Yeah, you could get the
Well,
2600 and just throw it in the
Yeah.
back. And
yeah, I was telling him right now. I mean, he's looking at about an $18,000 project here, and I'm thinking just for another 2K, you can get yourself a CMOS camera instead of trying to do this thing with a uncooled
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
DSLR.
he's
But I
gonna
just
get a cooled camera eventually. I
oh
guarantee you, he will outgrow that DSLR just like that. Not being able to deal with the thermal noise. Come
yeah,
on.
but you know what? You'd be surprised about how many people do so much good art with DSLRs. It's just a different paintbrush, and
yeah,
and that's all it is. Because yeah, the thermal noise, I get it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to take darks. That night I'm gonna have to do it.
yep,
And you know what? Some people will do that, and I won't. I'm not one of those people, but
yep.
it just yeah, and some people, and I tell people never to do this, but they turn off that thermal noise reduction in frame. Turn that off.
Yep.
Turn that off.
Turn
You'll
that
be
off,
there
man.
all night.
Yep,
Oh, you mean in the
absolutely.
DSLR?
In the firmware of the DSLR, yeah.
Oh God,
Yeah,
yeah,
the internal noise
yeah,
reduction. Yeah,
take you forever.
Yeah. Because what that does, and what a lot of people don't realize when they do, oh, they got noise reduction. Okay. And then they take the first 5 minute shot and they wait and
Yeah,
they wait
yeah. And they wait.
and they wait for about 3.5 minutes. They say, oh, shit, let me turn off the camera. Let me start off everything. They don't realize that it's actually taking a 5 minute dark on top of the 5 minute light that you just took and doing this subtraction
each frame.
each frame. Yeah. So, it's just, you don't want to do that. You don't want to waste any more valuable time that you already have. Get the lights, get the
Yeah,
photons on the chip into your computer and move on.
Yeah, I got a feeling. I think probably within the first month he's going to put that on there. Look, I think he might even have sticker shock when he looks at the cost of that precise part. I'm going to say,
Oh my God.
that could almost be a third of the cost of a camera if you really
Yeah.
wanted
Yeah.
it. So,
Yeah.
but
You could have got to use 1600 for that.
absolutely, it's just incredible. But yeah, as I said, he's down in New Zealand, so I figured, okay, well, we'll just go ahead and get this quote drafted for you. But he's definitely wanting one. So,
All right.
but yeah,
wow.
it's
Yeah.
funny.
When you got that kind of money and you just throw a camera on there and you're thinking it's going to be okay, it doesn't, I don't know. That's
Yeah.
just me.
Hey, did any of you guys stay up last night and watch the eclipse? Because I tried to
Yeah,
watch it, but we had a lot of cloud cover come in, and it wasn't worth kind of even staying up just watching it because it would just go in and out of these really thick clouds. But how was it?
yeah.
Yeah, no. A lot
Nope.
of the people on Long Island actually stayed up to go. I was not one of these people, but
Me neither.
it just happened to clear at 97%, so they were
Wow.
able to, there was like a clearing at like 3:55 to 4:15, so the heavens parted, and they were able to see the quote unquote untotality. Um, but I mean, I got a lot of friends that took pictures and got some decent pictures, but I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I'm not getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to see an almost eclipse. Not doing
Yeah, yeah. And
it.
all of my gear that I needed to even take pictures of stuff like that is packed up. So
Yeah.
no,
Well,
no. I
Scott,
wasn't climbing out of bed for that.
what's the update on Florida now? Is there any news?
Oh,
Oh
it's
yeah.
a definite. Yeah, it's a
It
go.
is.
My yeah, all the contingencies have been removed on the house here for the contract here. So it's the mortgage is cleared for the buyers here. They're good to go. The inspections sailed. We're good. Everything down in Florida, it's all set. The only thing we're waiting on now is closing dates. So
Cool. So, I mean, is that going to happen?
it's 17th of December is we're closing here and 20th in Florida. So we're
Oh
going
my
to take
gosh.
about 3 days to drive down.
So you'd be down in Florida for Christmas then?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Yep. Yep.
Cool. That's
I don't know if we'll
fantastic.
be able to put a tree up, but I have been trying to find a pre-lit palm tree to kind of throw some decorations
Just get
up.
one of those Charlie Brown with the one
There you go.
ornament thing, you know.
There you go. Yeah.
One way or the other, it's going to be good. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
my wife is very excited. My son is very excited. You know,
Oh, good.
neither one of them have any idea what it's like to do a three-state drive. Excuse me, a six-state drive, 3 days. You know,
Oh, boy.
they're going to be. Yeah, I know what that's like. I've driven from here to the Rocky Mountains and all over, but yeah,
It's
they have
only a
no idea what that's
6-state
like.
drive. That's it.
It's six. Yeah, I think it's 6 states.
It's like 9
Yeah.
for me.
Really?
Let's see. So I
Florida?
go New York to Jersey. You kind of go through Pennsylvania for a little bit.
Yeah.
Virginia, which is a crap load. North, South Carolina,
Yeah.
Georgia,
Georgia, Florida.
Florida.
Yeah.
So it's 7.
Yeah. You see, I don't have to go through Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a choice unless if I do like was that the auto, not the auto train? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, good. That's fantastic to hear then. So by
Yeah.
Christmas, then you'll be in Florida and you'll have to get one of those little neon palm trees with the green and red lights on it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot Maryland. Thank you, Eddie. I forgot Maryland.
Maryland.
Everyone
Yep.
forgets
No.
Maryland. Nobody cares about Maryland. Hi, Josh.
Yeah.
How you doing? We're
noticed
get, we're catching up with our buddy Peter Myers down at the bottom. He's a longtime telescope guy, and he's an avid Islander hater. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, I noticed one of the squares is blank there. We're missing one person.
Well, usually, in all fairness, it's usually me and Scott on Fridays, and whoever wants to join. Eric sometimes pops on. He is not feeling well, so he actually called in sick to work tonight. So, and then
Yeah, I haven't even seen him in the chat. I think he's probably
he's
asleep.
passed out. Yeah. And Jason is in Florida working, and
Orlando.
Tegan's probably dealing with the kids, and Simon's sleeping, and who am I missing?
Yeah.
And you, Pete.
For those-
That's it.
For those of you that are watching, that are in the chat, Pete Myers is one of the is the guy that main influence for me with the rainbow mount. He was the one that talked me into giving serious consideration to that mount, and I'm certainly glad I listened to him, because it's proving to be an amazing mount.
So, speaking of mounts and harmonic mounts, Pete, have you get a chance to take a look at the Sharp Star?
No, I
Mach
haven't.
3.
I've heard a little bit about it, but I really need to kind of brush myself up on it.
Yeah, I had it for about a week here.
Yeah, these harmonic drive mounts that are coming in now, I tell you, I mean, I'm surprised that an American company hasn't kind of stepped in, and maybe there's just not a big market here, but we think in our little community that there is a big market. But
Yep.
but yeah, the harmonic drive is absolutely definitely the way to go, because as you said, at any one time with those mounts, 30% of those teeth are engaged, so you get a higher torque. And with the higher torque now, you don't have any backlash. So that's the beauty
Yep.
about these harmonic mounts.
Yeah, they really are impressive, that's for sure. And the nice thing about those the rainbows is they come out of South Korea, and I'm telling you, just about everything manufacturing wise that's coming out of South Korea these days is just non-Perel. It's just amazing, the manufacturing that South Korea is doing these days. It's crazy.
Scott, you didn't
Yeah,
catch me. I usually count on you to correct my screw ups. I forgot Tyler.
Oh, Tyler. Well, he's easy to forget. I hope he's listening.
I hope he wasn't listening, because then I forgot him. I talk to the guy like every day, but
We got to give him a hard time. He needs it. It's
Yeah.
good for him.
he deserves
You know
a hard time every once in a while.
You know, The one good thing, Scott, that you've got on that rainbow mount as compared to the Hoban mount is you got the brake on that, and the brake
I
really does
know.
come in. Yeah,
I
and that's
was,
why I
I
kind
was,
of
it's interesting that you say that, Peter. I was in a thread the other day on that. Actually, there's a group on Facebook for Rainbow, and they were talking about. There was a guy that put a video up on the RST 135E, and how it has a back drive on the 135. So that if you don't have the counterweights on there, it will, you turn it off and it'll just drift.
yeah,
It doesn't have that brake. And I put up in there that yeah, the 135 is missing what the 300 has, which is that brake, which is
yeah,
really nice. And I'm hoping that they install a brake in the 135s in later editions.
yeah,
But yeah, that brake, you're right, Pete. That brake is awesome, especially when
yeah.
you're dealing with a huge scope like a 14.
That feature benefit just on that RST 300 really is just a lifesaver.
Mm-hmm. No doubt
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
Yeah.
they're all talking about these, plus $5,000 mounts. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, even the 135 is 5,300.
Yep.
yeah.
Well, I mean the eight. I mean, I got to be honest with you. People could laugh at me all the time, but I just love my center mounts. I really do.
Oh, that
And
that mount you've got is beautiful, Pete. Daniel.
I'm not
It's a
Pete.
beautiful mount. Yeah.
But no, I know. But it's just it's made for it's made not to move. I mean, you're
Yeah.
not. That's not a portable mount, as far as I'm concerned. The EQ8R is a complete. It's a monster. It's a monster.
Yeah.
So, the 6R I still have. My Atlas I still have. I could use. I have my EQM35 if I want to go even lighter, and so I got four
Yeah.
mounts that I can play with. Eventually, when I move to North Carolina, make a dome or a roll-off roof or something,
Yeah.
then I'll throw I'll bring the pier down, I'll redo the whole thing, and maybe at that point I'll get probably like a Paramount or something like that and throw that on there. But I don't know.
Yep.
We'll see.
Yeah.
At that point,
Speaking of new,
I'll call Pete and say, Pete, what should I do? Come on down. I'll fly you down to North Carolina. You can build it for me.
I still
Peter,
have
did
to
you?
find a guy that can assist
I
Dr. Scott.
know.
Gotta find somebody because I just told him today, I said, Dr. Scott, I haven't forgotten about you. It's just I don't have anybody that I know that's in that immediate area that can help you. So if anybody knows of anybody that's got some dome experience, believe me, Dr. Scott will definitely pay for the time. But he's right there in New Jersey, and I've got to somehow help him out.
Yeah, I know. I just don't know. I'm actually going to a school in
Wait a minute.
Connecticut.
There's an outfit in Pennsylvania that's not very far from Jersey that they specialize in, I think, roll-offs and dome builds for people. God, I was just looking at it the other day. I'll
Well,
have to see if
what
I can
he
dig it out, Pete. They're right in, I think they're
if
right in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, because what it is he bought an Astrohaven dome and he
Yeah.
put that on his second story of his custom home in Jersey. And the problem is now is that he needs somebody he needs a lot of hand holding. So he needs somebody to kind of assist him to be able to kind of get the dome to automate, to be able to open it up. He's got
Oh,
the mount, got the scopes, he's got everything. It's just the dome is what he really needs. So he needs somebody that's got some dome experience. So if you know of anybody
yeah,
in Scott, if you know anybody that those guys in PA, if you can dig a little help out, I'd
Yeah.
really appreciate it.
yeah, yeah. I have to dig. Yeah, I just saw it the other day.
Yeah, the
I'll
only
see
thing
if I can find it.
the only thing I told him is that if NEEP is going to be on for next year, I'll have to fly out and then just spend a week afterwards and just go down to his place and just spend a week with him and just get it up and running for him. But
Well,
I
from
know
what
he's
I heard from the NEEF guys, it's booked right now.
oh, it's a go. It's
It's it
official.
as of right now, it is.
Okay.
Um, as of like last month, it was booked. It's ready to go. They got the dates at Rockland College. They're waiting a little while to release the dates. But as far as I know, from what I heard from Jeff, and Jeff knows the guys over at NEAF pretty well, that it's a go, and so is NEAC, as far as I'm concerned.
Good.
So
Well, hopefully then these COVID cases just don't start to escalate here during the winter months and cause this thing to be postponed again. So we'll
yeah,
touch wood
well,
on that.
even if it does, I think there'll be some sort of thing as far as, you know, you got to be fully vaccinated and that kind of thing and all that. I think that that's where we're going as a country at this point. That people are going to be like, you got to show your card, whether it's a fake card or not. You got to show me your card. you,
Yep.
you know. But I think that's where we're going, because that's the same place where the NHL went. That's the same place where the NBA went. That's the same place where the NFL went. You gotta show vaccination or else you can't come in.
Yep. Well, was that Antonio Brown, who's the wide receiver for the Buccaneers? Didn't he try to get through with a fake card? They got
Yeah,
busted. I
yeah,
think that was
yeah.
last week, wasn't it?
And then you
So
had the whole Aaron Rodgers I'm
yeah.
immunized debacle. Um, but hey, it is what it is. But what do we got going on in the chat? I'm kind of ignoring. I was looking for the picture for the UBS arena.
Yeah,
Um,
Gideon was saying Sharp Star Harmonic or CEM 40. Which should I choose for Christmas?
between me, you're asking me, the CEM
That's
40,
Gideon. That's Gideon.
CEM 40.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Since people have asked, I guess they haven't seen the pictures that I've taken of this thing, and I'll just share some of the pictures so you can be aware of what you're getting into with this mount. And this is just about the aesthetic. I didn't get to the point of actually putting a telescope on the mount and taking a picture. I don't know how it performs. I had it for a week, and well, let's just go to the pictures, and you can see what I'm talking about. Let me just grab it real quick. I've got to
Have you
go to.
seen this mount, Peter?
No, I
The
haven't
Sharp
seen
Star?
it.
Okay,
No,
Okay.
that's why I wanted to take a look at it.
Yep.
okay. So let's see. I'll do where's my, here we go, and display two. And okay, so here is a wide angle view. This is how I was trying to get this to go. This is the Sharp Star Mark III harmonic mount. Very light, handles up to 57 pounds, and it weighs, I think, 15 kilograms or something like that. So it's like a little over 20 pounds. So it's like 2.5 times its actual weight it could hold. Um, and it comes with counterweights, even though you don't need them. Um, the reason why it comes with a counterweight, once you get towards the upper limit of the weight, they don't want you flipping the scope. So that's the only reason. It has nothing to do with the gears. It has nothing to do with anything. They don't want the scope to flip. So because the thing is so light. So that's the first thing. Let me just go back a little bit to some other pictures. I can't show that one. I'm cursing in that one. Okay, so here's a couple of things that I was kind of looking at. Okay, so here. One of the things about this whole thing, now this is the altitude adjustment screw. Okay,
Yeah.
now I didn't take a picture of it, but you can see it from here. You can see these notches here. Now on this side, it's etched with degree ranges. Okay, so see this little grub screw? This is an extra one, but there's grub screws that hold this bar that goes across. Now, if you're in New York and you're at 40, if you're at 40.1 degrees in latitude or more, you actually have to move this bar. So on the right, on the side here, it has ranges, and one of them is 32 to 40, which is this grub screw here. So I couldn't use that. I needed to be at 40.7. So I had to unscrew the grub screw that's there and don't lose it because this thing it's a
Tiny.
1.5, it's an M1.5 hex key
Yeah.
that they give you. You need you need three hex keys at all times to work this scope, and I'll show you why. Um, I had to, and this is only a one-time thing, so as long as you don't move out of the range of latitude, you don't have to touch this ever again. But it's a little bit of a pain. So you got to loosen this grub screw, loosen the grub screw on the other side. You have to pull this bar out and lift it to whatever notch, and then redo the grub screw to tighten it down.
Yep.
Okay? Once you're in the range, you got to grab your altitude adjustment bolt, which goes, because you can't move this by hand with the scope on it. There's no way. So they come with a bar that's about 4 inches long, and it looks like a metal toothpick that slides into these holes where you could turn it with this thing, whatever. And if you want to change
Like a
your
T-handle.
no, it's not even a T. It's a rod. It's not even a T handle. It's like a rod, and that's all it
Yeah.
is with a little nut on the top. It's like I don't know, whatever. But I have a so here's a couple other things. Now you see this little knob right here. You see that little one out of focus right there. You see that?
Yeah.
That is your azimuth adjustment knob.
You've got a better picture of that.
Oh, I do. Wait till you see it, because in the wintertime, there's no way you're turning this with my nasty fingers. It's not happening. So here comes hex bolt number 3, because you got one here, you got the bolt here, and here comes hex bolt number 3. And that is, well, let's see if I can find, I see the toilet bowls. Where? Oh, there it is. Okay. So in order to change your azimuth, you need to get this hex bolt in this little hole and turn it left or right. And this is like, I think this is an M5 bolt that you got to kind of do this. Now, here's the kicker. Here's the kicker with the azimuth, okay? Unless if you're pointed really, really good to, you're starting off on Polaris and you're really, really good, there is really almost no range. There's almost no range. What's the matter, Pete? What do you got?
No, I'm just listening to you talk about this, and already I've got the oh boy.
Oh, but there's no range to move in azimuth, and I'll show you a picture I took of the adjustment range. Now, there's a matching one on the other side. These are your latch down bolts, but it's also underneath that bolt has the range. It's got like that long slotted, so you can make your adjustments to your azimuth, right?
Yep.
Okay, so let me show you how much of a range you really have. Here you go. That's the amount of range that you have in your azimuth if you need to make any adjustments. A little bit more than my index finger.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
No, about
So-
3/4 of it.
Because that knob back here,
Yeah.
my finger covers up pretty much the hole. The hole is under there. But it goes in there, and it's literally, you need to start on the ground. You got to be within like 5 degrees of Polaris, or else you're screwed. And now you got to kind of move the whole mount and get everything situated. So those were some of the things that I found with it. What's this? Oh, yeah, there you go. This is what they sent me to power it. So they fixed that, though. The guys over at Sharpstar emailed me. Charlie, the main engineer, I guess, over at Sharpstar, said, "Oh, I'm sorry, we sent you the wrong plug, so that's the wrong plug to power it." I said, "What am I going to do with that? What is that?" But that was fixed. Um, what else? What is this? That's just the Eagle. Nope, you can't see that. And anything else?
Yeah.
That's McDonald's stuff. No, I think that's it. But I mean, the hand. I have a picture of the hand controller. Where is it? Where is it? Here's the hand controller. Now the hand controller, believe it or not, it's actually very light, very useful. One of the things that I thought was a little bit disturbing is if I wanted to choose an alignment star, right? If I wanted to do an alignment star on here, it doesn't do alphabetical by star name.
Yeah.
It does alphabetical by constellation,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is
That's hinky.
which is kind of, yeah, you gotta kind of know what constellation you're in, to not knowing the star. So you could get there by the constellation, but it goes like Auriga to I don't know I don't know. It goes down the list. Ursa
Yeah.
Major, Ursa Minor, goes all the list. So under
Of the
Ursa,
constellations.
yeah, under Ursa Major, you'll have um, Dubhe and Minkar and all that. So
Right.
it's got about 3 lines of data here on the screen. This F1 and F2 changes your guide rate up and lower. And then these are all, the M is for menu. You just got to hold it from your menu. But now again, this thing could work awesome. Here's a picture of see, it says Alpha Auriga, which is Capella. You just got to kind of know. And in the manual, it has, it's a little fuzzy, but can I zoom in a little bit? So you see these icons here. In the manual, there is nothing that tells me what these icons mean. I have no idea what they mean. Not a clue. I can figure out the 40x, 1x slewing in the constellation, but these, I have no idea what this arrow means, this W, I have no idea what they mean. And there's nothing in the manual that explains it.
Wow.
I actually read the
So,
manual.
so what's the asking price on this mount?
With the tripod, it's 3,400. Without the
Whoa.
tripod, 28.
So let's put it this way. With what you've already explained, you're already halfway to a $5,000 mount that usually has a hell of a lot better written manual. Usually there's all kinds of YouTube videos on it. I wouldn't want to think that this would be something that I really would want to be pushing because you're right. Let's look at our fingers, right? We've got these American hands. If you're talking about an M1.5, I know I'm going to lift that grub screw real quick.
Well, in all fairness, the M1.5, you're only going to do it once, and you should do it in your house. And you should do it without the scope. Don't do it like I did it. I did it with the scope on it. So don't
Oh
do it like
God.
I did it, because I pulled this thing out. I'm like, I was already frustrated. I only had the 80 on it. It wasn't really a big deal, so I could kind of lift up and pull the thing out and put it in, but
Yeah,
not recommended. so
yeah,
so do yourself a favor. That actually is in the manual to do it first, and I just skipped over that part. But just it's just too many things.
yeah.
You need 2 Allen keys on a nightly basis to run this thing, because if you're setting up night after night and you're polar aligning night after night, you're going to need to make adjustments to your azimuth. You can make adjustments to your altitude. And you need 2 different things to do that. And one day it's going to happen. You're going to drive to Cherry Springs. You're going to get all set. You're ready to go. And you forgot your altitude adjustment bolt.
Yep,
It's
yep.
going to happen. You're gonna be looking for a twig in the woods that'll turn your scope, and it's
I know.
just
See, this is what I keep thinking. It's like with Scott, where you got that RST 135. I mean, that was what, a $5,000
No, the
mount for just one.
300. No. I got
Oh,
the 300, Pete.
yeah, the 135 is like what, a $5,000
yep,
mount. And I mean, you're already at 2,500 with this particular mount. So save
Yeah.
your pennies and get a mount that's just got the features,
Oh yeah.
benefits.
yep,
Yeah,
yep.
Yeah.
you know,
This thing is it's a poor cousin, in comparison
yeah,
to the rainbow mounts.
yeah, exactly.
The rainbow
That's
mounts
what
are
I say.
just elegant in their function, in their design. They're elegant. And I mean, if anybody that's in the chat hasn't really investigated it, I put a YouTube video up on it. It's about 50 minutes long, breaking it down. But there's also a bunch of other stuff from Rainbow. There's all kinds of videos available from Harmonic Drive, which is the drives themselves. They're not actually called Harmonic Drive. That's a product name. They are. Oh God, help me out, Pete. What are they called?
Which, I'm sorry, what was
Uh,
that again, Scott?
the kind of mechanism. Harmonic Drive is a brand.
Oh, you mean like
They're
direct drive?
Yeah, no, there's another name for them. The actual technical name for the drive. It'll come back to me, but Harmonic Drive is an actual company. It's a brand of this kind of drive, but they do just about everything from
Strainwave
medical
gear.
robots to Strainwave. Thank you, Wayne. Strainwave gear.
Yeah,
That's the actual technical name for them, right? Harmonic Drive is a brand,
yeah,
and they do everything from medical, robots to industrial robots to any place where high precision and low um, backlash or no backlash is required, and it is an absolutely perfect use for what we do in astrophotography because of its high precision.
Yep.
yeah. It's funny. In this hobby, I always use this as my signature line, but the bitterness, no, what the sweetness of low, no, the bitterness of poor quality remains long after the sweetness of low price is forgotten.
Yep.
You
Buy
ain't
once,
kidding.
cry once.
Cry once.
I swear to God, cry one time because I've seen way too many
Yep.
people cry multiple
Oh,
times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
It's,
cried a bunch of times.
I mean, how many
And
times
well,
have
and
we
the
said
other
should have, could have? I mean, those three adjectives right there.
I'm
the
telling
other
you.
thing that I really like about this mount is that I can use great that great big C14 on it, at pushing 80 pounds, or I can go all the way down to a little tiny refractor if I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes no difference. I can use and
Actually,
anything in between.
the tiny refractor probably looks better than the C14. That C14, you can't even see the mount.
I know that picture. That picture is really something.
It's like
Oh
what
yeah.
is it, like Joe Boo holding the bat? It's like a little toothpick. It's like
Yeah, yeah. It really that mount is absolutely incredible in its design. I mean, there is not a single piece of plastic in that mount, except for maybe the electronic components. But anything that has to do with the mechanical working of it, it's all billeted milled aluminum. There's not a
Yeah.
single piece of plastic in that mount.
that's awesome.
It's so interesting. This is that in this hobby, having worked with a lot of the OEMs, you kind of know their strengths and weaknesses. You know which ones are good at what they do here. A lot of them, they try to do so much. And I go, no, you don't want to get their mount. You want to kind of get this mount because in the long run, you don't want to have plastic and metal components together like certain manufacturers do. So you're absolutely right. You just got to look at the build quality.
Yeah, and again, Peter was the one that really nailed that, home for me. And when I started doing my research, I realized how accurate he was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you'll never regret the purchase of that rainbow mount. It's just phenomenal.
I
The
mean,
aspect.
hopefully anything over, a $3,000 amount, you don't regret buying it. It all depends on what you need to do and what you need to get you there. You
Mhm.
don't need to spend $8,000 on a mount that only
Oh
gets
no.
you, what was it, 65 pounds capacity? Um,
The
I'm sorry,
RST
85?
300 will go all the way to 110.
A 110, 110. So I got 110 in my $5,000
Yeah, and that
8R,
mount
but
that
it
yeah, I'm not
weighs
taking anything
about
away from
five
that.
times the weight of the 800, the RST 300, and it's heavier, but it's made for a different thing. If you want to have a huge telescope and a mount that's portable, that's the way to
Can't
go.
beat it.
You got to go harmonic because whether you get Avalon, whether you get Hobum, whether you get I'm sorry, Hobum, Rainbow, or Sharpstar are the only three right now that have
Right now.
the harmonic drive. Avalon is great. No Meridian flip, so I mean those are awesome scopes too. I know Tom was touting his M1 in the chat,
Oh
but
yeah.
I mean they're beautiful. They're beautiful mounts. But there's nothing that says you can't buy an EQ6R like I have for 1,800 bucks and get decent guiding. You're just not putting a C14 on it. Not happening. I mean, you can put it on there, but you're not going to like the results.
Yeah, and I think Quiv was he was using one of the smaller Hobum mounts. Um, yeah, I think it was. I think that's
Yeah,
exactly the one he had, the 140.
140. Yep.
Yeah. If you want to see one of the higher end Hobums, go and look at Ray's
Yeah.
yeah, Astrophotography. Ray uses one of the higher end Hobums for a 14. And that's a beautiful mount, that he's using. It's a beast.
Yeah. Ray actually popped on the show with Sean last week. Ray
Yep.
and Chuck
Chuck.
and Chuck. Yeah, that's kind
Yep.
of cool.
From Chuck's Astro. Yep.
Yep.
It's funny. I sold the first Hoban mount that got sold here in the United States about 2017 in April.
Oh my
It was
goodness.
sold to a gentleman in Dana Point. It was the Crux 140, but you're right. When you get up to the 300 series, I mean, those are nice. But once again, the Hobans don't have the brake. And I'm surprised that they don't have the brake like the RST 300. So that's the one thing I like about the rainbow mounts, especially on that 300. It's just that brake.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't. To be honest, and in all transparency, I don't have any experience except second, third hand, with the Hobum. What other people have had.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
have any
you know,
first-hand experience with it either. So
yeah.
I'm just, oh man, I'm looking at all my pictures here. Let's see.
Yeah, Tom was saying he returned two of the 170s. He didn't like them at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just trying
yeah.
to see.
It's yeah. I don't. I think Hobum is still it's Chinese, isn't it?
No, they're in Korea. They're, basically they kind of got started about the same time that Rainbow came out with the harmonic
Oh, they
drive.
are
You know,
Korean.
this,
Okay.
yeah, they are Korean. So, as I said, OPT used to, I sold the first one to a gentleman in Dana Point called Blaine Lacroix. And after he bought it, I ended up selling about four more within about a month and a half afterwards. And they
Nice.
were all like the one, was it the 170 and the 140? I think that was
Yep.
the two models.
Yep.
I think they got the 320 model, but that's the more expensive one. That's about a 10K model, I think, the larger size
Mm-hmm.
one. But like the little hand controller. I mean, it literally fits in the palm of your hand. So that was the nice thing about it. And literally on the Hobans, you have to use the pole master because that's the only thing that you can do for you doing your polar alignment. So,
It's
but
funny. The
you
I didn't take a picture of it, but the Sharp Star actually has the hole for the pole master. It's got a
you
Yep.
got
built-in
it.
hole for it, so you just got to put it right in there.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
the Rainbow has this. The RST 300 has the boss. For the mount. There's a ring that attaches to the pole master, and then
Yep.
that ring sits down on that boss on the mount, and you just
Yep.
tighten it down. It fits right on there. It's really quite nice. I use the, Sharp Star, with my William Optic 61. But if I had a, the other one, I'd use it. I mean, why not? The Pullmaster, but I just had Sharp Star. It's just one way or the other.
Yeah.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 emails for the giveaway already. So
Oh, cool.
so keep on bringing it in. And I'm sorry, I'm going to put it on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, whatever. So it's all going on. It's not just going to be the 18 people that were watching and now 14. So it's not going to be like that. So I'm hoping to get at least 50 or 60 people to come on in for the giveaway. It's a free camera. Um, Again, it's pretty cool. Player one.
Yep. Question: Are you going to do that? Are you going to do the drawing, Dan, on a Friday or a Wednesday? I'd say do it on a Friday, maybe a week before Christmas.
It is. It's going to be on the 17th. It's
Okay.
going to be the Amy Astro show. So it'll be the 17th. So we'll have Amy Astro and the giveaway. So, and maybe I'll just send the tickets to Amy Astro and let her pick it.
There you go.
So, but
Yeah, I'm kind of doing a slow burn on that one, Peter. I'm gonna be literally on my way to
Yeah, you're in
Harrisburg,
Florida.
Pennsylvania for the first night. Yeah, on the 17th. I'm hoping that I'll be in the hotel room and be able to log on and at least get in the chat and see her. Yeah, I was really hoping to be a part of that group, but yeah, it is what it is.
nah, we'll see. So Gideon told me I'm going to keep the Neptune for myself. I said I would, but I just don't do planetary. So it's gonna enter the closet of death, and it's gonna stay there for a long, long time, and along with half my other garbage. I got this. It literally looks like a Prima Luce closet because, I mean, I don't even know if I could show you what's in here, but I mean, literally, if Tom would just laugh his butt off if he saw
I
what's
see.
in there. I mean, there's probably about 15 Prima Luce rings, dovetails, spacers, clamps. I don't know
When's the
everything.
garage sale, Dan?
What's
Dan,
that?
when's the garage?
I don't
When's
sell any of it because you know what the funny thing? I
there it
use it
is.
all. I use it all. And it's like I don't want to get rid of it because I make so many changes in my rig. I'm like, oh man, I could really use a Prima Luce single clamp. And I have two of them.
Yep.
There you go. Some of the rings, I don't know if I'm ever going to use. I got really small. I think it's like a 80 millimeter, but I'm probably never going to use that. It was for the ED, the ES 80 FCD 100, and that tube at the main barrel is a lot less. It's like 70 millimeters. It's a lot smaller than the lens, and I don't know if I'm ever going to use that for anything ever again. So, I mean, they're
I got
small.
I
I
got
mean,
the meme for your planetary.
what's that?
Oh yeah. I said I got the meme for your planetary. Here,
Yeah.
hold on.
Oh no.
There you go.
I'm waiting to see it. Wait, hold on. I can't see. Oh.
Oh, look at
That's funny.
You're welcome.
That's good. You gotta send that to me. That's awesome. That is completely cool. I love that.
oh God. Reminds me of that movie. What was that movie by Stanley Kubrick with Ryan O'Neal? What was that movie back about 40 years ago? Remember that one?
Ryan O'Neal.
Yeah, remember Stanley Kubrick did that 16th century kind of movie with Ryan O'Neal, and he was
Oh
kind
my
of
God.
God darn it, what the hell was it called? Hold on,
He's
I'll find it
he
out.
absolutely stumped
And
me on that one.
yeah,
Yeah,
Kubrick.
hold on. Hold on.
I'm usually good with
Stanley
Kubrick too.
Kubrick movie.
Clockwork Orange is going to come up first, maybe 2001.
Barry Lyndon. Remember Barry
Barry
Lyndon?
Lyndon. That was, you know
Oh
what? I
no.
remember. I
Uh-uh.
remember the movie poster because it freaked me out. It was like a stick figure of a guy with a rose, and
Yep,
that's all it
that was it.
was. If you take a
Yeah.
look at the movie poster, and I'm really good at pulling this crap out of my butt because I didn't even know the movie, but I remember the movie poster. It's like if you remember the movie Anatomy of a Murder with
Yeah.
Jimmy Stewart.
Yep.
So in the movie poster of that is like the stick figure of a person dead on the ground, prone like this. It reminded me of that, where it's just like a stick figure, but the guy had a rose, and it was kind of interesting. I'm a big older movie person.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love the
because
older movies.
yeah, like that image
And
right there was like costume, like a costume epic from like the 16th, 17th century. And I thought that's exactly the movie that it reminded me of, was Barry Lyndon.
yep.
That's funny.
That's a great. I like that. Oh, that's great.
I'm sorry, when it's Stanley Kubrick, I think like 2001, Clockwork Orange,
Oh,
yeah,
Clockwork Orange
Full
was
Metal
great.
Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket,
Yep.
uh,
I
What
Shining.
mean,
else?
The
And you
Shining.
know what? I don't know. Did you ever see a movie called AI, Artificial Intelligence? Because
Oh
I
he
yeah.
actually wrote
did. I did.
and and he died. He died before he could get it finished because he was saying is that they didn't have the technology to bring it together. So Steven Spielberg took it over
Yep.
after he died because after he died, all the computer generated effects came in, and so he
Yep.
was the one that actually finished it. But it was Kubrick that kind of started that. But it was AI, right?
Yep. Yep. I remember the movie.
Well, I think Spielberg has paid homage to yeah, Kubrick in many of his films. Not the least of which is his latest one. With Ready Player One.
Yeah.
They had a huge cameo in there with The Shining.
Yep.
Well,
So
Hey,
well, did you hear what movie he's working on right now? He's
ooh,
doing a
Spielberg.
remake. No, no, no. Spielberg is making a remake of When Worlds Collide. Remember the George Pal movie from the 90s?
really?
Really?
That's going to
So
be
you know
interesting.
that's going to
Wow.
be, but he's in the
That's going to be
process of
really good.
doing that. That
That
would be
was an
great.
awesome movie. That was one of my first like sci-fi. That and the original War of the Worlds.
Oh
Yeah, and the
Um,
yeah.
remake of that wasn't too bad.
No, that was
ah,
pretty good.
I mean, it wasn't
But
too
what was
bad.
that was Tom Cruise, right?
It was Cruise. Yeah,
And
Cruise
what's
was
his
in it.
name had a cameo at the end. The guy that was in the movie originally.
Gene Barry?
Yeah,
Gene
he
Barry was
at
Oh,
the end when
really?
he walked up to the house, that's who answered the door. It was Gene Barry.
Oh, it was Gene
Oh, yeah.
Barry.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
that's
Ah,
right.
see, I told you, I got my moments. I pull this
Yeah.
stuff out of my butt. It's great. It's like little nuggets of gold.
Okay.
Well,
Actually, I tell
don't
you what.
forget Tim Robbins being in there too. Tim Robbins was in that.
Yeah, but
Oh,
nobody
he was
likes
great.
Tim Robbins.
But
Tim
but
Robbins
here's the
hasn't
question.
been in anything good since Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or
Ah,
Shawshank.
that's it. But what in the movie when worlds collide, what was the two? Remember, there was the two planets, right?
yeah.
There was the
E-
star and the planet. Do you remember what?
Ezra, Ez. Ah,
Actually, maybe one of the people in the forum might be able to say. But remember, was it a star and a planet that came close, and they eventually go to the planet, right? But
yeah,
I can't
right.
remember what. I know what the
Ah,
star was
Yeah.
Polaris. Remember, Polaris was the star, and then the
yep.
planet was with a Z.
I knew there was a Z. That's why I said Ezra. I knew there was a Z. I don't know.
Whenever we go off the rails like this into discourse and talking about movies, the viewers go right to the
You
floor.
know what though?
Oh,
The funny thing is, it's been staying at a steady 14 for like 20 minutes.
Oh
So
oh,
wow.
cool.
I think they're getting used to us talking a lot of garbage at the end. So, so but I'm telling you, we just dropped one after I said garbage. But
Mm.
Oh,
but I'm telling you, I saw the Doom movie. Um,
Oh, how'd you like it?
I liked it, but I think that Dennis Villeneuve made the same mistake that kind of David Lynch made in the 80s. They made the
Uh-huh.
same exact mistake, and I was so afraid that this was going to happen. He left it that you kind of needed to read the book to kind of understand what was going on in the movie. Um, you really didn't understand. They went through so fast. It was so fast that all of a sudden they were just running through the desert the whole time, and there was nothing to it. There was no build up that the
No.
Harkonnens were coming to get the Atreides. There was no build up to that. Even in the
Yeah.
'84 version of the movie, there was a build up. You knew it was coming. You knew the Emperor was behind it. You knew
Yep.
that. And, in this one, they kind of just alluded to it. And I hope Zyra is the name of the planet.
There it is.
That's
Yep.
Gideon Sanders, Zyra. I said Ezra. I'm sorry. But so I got 3 out of 4 letters. I mean, come on, give me. And in some languages, the Y is pronounced like an E, so I'll take that. So,
Bring me the floating fat man.
the Baron.
Baron Harkonnen.
And they pronounced it wrong too. It's not even
The
pronounced like that.
spice, the spice melange.
The spice melange, the biggest drug in the history of drugs.
Really?
I mean, anytime they take an epic story like that and try to put it on the silver screen, you're gonna run into problems, you know.
Yeah, but
I
you
mean,
know
that's
what?
it's the whole point behind why they did the extended versions for the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, you know, because there was so much content that in like the Hobbit and the Book of the Hobbit, even though they did it in 3 movies, they had to do an extended version because there was so much stuff that they missed in the standard, you know, that was in the book. That if I mean, I'm sorry, but if you're watching the movies and you've never read those books, you know, there's something wrong with you.
Well, okay, I'm gonna get yelled at right now.
Uh huh.
I thought that the Lord of the Rings, the original trilogy by Peter Jackson, was awesome. I thought it
Oh,
was
it was.
completely ridiculous. I am a huge fan.
Oh
I love
yeah.
it. My cousin Andy, and if he ever watches this, I got to give him props. I didn't even know they had a degree for this. They have a degree on Tolkienism.
Yeah.
And they do,
Right?
and he graduated with a degree in Tolkienism, and now he is one of the people that kind of roams through Tolkien's old memoirs and stuff like that. And he's also one of the big shots at the Glenburn Opera House in the UK. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, so he is huge into this stuff. But I gotta say, The Hobbit didn't do a damn thing for me. I tried to read the book like 7 times, and I I like Shakespeare. I love Shakespeare. I love that. But you
Yeah.
know what? When you're dealing with a medieval story, and I got to read through 150 pages of prose just to get through the story, I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't. I took it. I threw it away. I didn't read it. I had the book in hardcover. It was it was
Yeah.
beautiful, and I couldn't get through it. I didn't even read the other books.
Mm.
I just saw the movies. I saw the 5 hour movies. Who cares?
Oh, the books are amazing.
Yeah,
I
but
see it now. I come from a different perspective. I grew up with it. My father, read The Hobbit to us and The Lord of the Rings, around the campfire when we were just little kids.
I'm sorry.
You know, huh?
I'm sorry. You must have had a
Oh,
horrible childhood.
yeah.
The abuse.
Yeah, him and the 2 Utes.
The Utes. Yeah, it's like that with any of the big epics. I mean, look at what they did with C.S. Lewis's work. with the Chronicles of Narnia. The books
Never read
were
them.
absolutely amazing. The movies were pretty good, but they just couldn't hold a candle to the books.
If you want to read a good book that was turned into an okay movie, read, and it's an old book. A lot of people don't know. If you're a sci-fi person, you know it, but Ender's Game.
Oh, Enders, sure.
Yep.
The book
Yep.
doesn't do it justice. I mean, the movie doesn't do the book justice, but the book, you had no idea what was going on until the end. You
Yeah.
had no idea. It was just like a complete shock. But don't read any of the other books. Don't read Children of the Mind. Don't read any because it's all garbage after that. Nobody cares what happens after
Yeah.
that. It was just he goes out and tries to save the piggies. That's what they call these group of people. They call them the piggies, and it was just horrible. It was
Yeah,
dreadful.
it's like what they did with A Wrinkle in Time. You know,
Another
A
thing I
Wrinkle in
haven't read.
Time with Madeline Lingle. She did that trilogy in The Wrinkle in Time, and the books were phenomenal. I read them several times. I watched that movie. I was so disappointed. I was trying to figure out how I could return it. It was that bad.
Yeah.
Well,
It was horrible.
case in point, Scott, you brought up a real good point there because it's like H.P. Lovecraft. They've always done an abomination of any movie with H.P.
Yep.
Lovecraft. It's just an abomination. But if you read his
Yeah.
books, the adjective that he uses to describe their grotesqueness and the
Yeah.
gothic nature, it just astounds your mind. But all the movies have all been junk.
Because
It's
Yeah.
just
because the age I've read quite a bunch of HP, and the way that it's described, it leaves it. You're trying to picture it in your head of what
Mhm.
you're being described at. And you're being completely, utterly either disgusted or horrified, and you're sitting there, and it's like holy, and you can't. That's not going to translate, and it never
no,
did translate to anything on a screen. It's all about the
Because
feeling when you
yeah,
read the
it's a
book.
personal experience.
Yeah,
yep,
it's a
yep.
just I mean, I've read a bunch of books like that, and
Yeah.
even
You
Stephen
know,
King and some of the other guys, but
did you guys ever see a movie? It was a black and white movie made back in the 1960s.
okay,
It was based upon the Edgar Allan Poe story called The Telltale Heart.
yep,
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
and it was a
Great
black and
book.
white
Great
film
story.
where you could hear the guy, you could hear the heart beating, and you could see him being interrogated by the police, and he's just going mad.
and
But I
Yeah.
never, I've
the
never
heart's
seen
in
it
it's in the floorboards.
before,
Yeah.
right? Remember, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen the movie since. I'm thinking, where do I find this movie? Because
It's
I buy it.
around. You can
Is
find
it?
it. You can probably find that on YouTube or something. But there is a very similar movie to that. It was kind of, I would say it's ripped off from it, and it's a movie. It's literally only about an hour and 20 minutes long, and I'm going to give you hints to it. It doesn't have anybody.
Where
It's
you're
not
going with this?
what?
I know where you're going with this. Yeah.
Well,
I yeah.
it's a movie with Jimmy Stewart again. You already know it, Scott.
I'm I
Can you give
remember
me that?
watching it years ago, but I can't pull the name out.
It's an
What's
Alfred Hitchcock movie.
Yeah.
No,
Rear
Yeah.
Window?
no.
Vertigo.
It's a little known Hitchcock movie. It's not one of his famous ones.
Oh, it isn't okay. Jimmy Stewart then.
It was Jimmy Stewart. Jimmy Stewart did a lot of Hitchcock,
Yeah, he did.
but the one
Yeah,
No,
I
I
tell you,
can't get it.
it's called Rope,
oh,
Rope.
and it's all about he hung somebody, and the rope is sitting in the living room in like a box, and the cops are interrogating him and all that kind of stuff, and he's sweating it out. You know the rope's there, the murder weapon's there. You know it's there. All they got to do, and they're putting glasses on it and drinking and all that kind of, So it was that kind of thing, and Hitchcock kind of did a little twist on it, but
Yeah. Yeah, there were a couple of Twilight Zones that were like that.
Oh, there's a ton of Twilight. You know what my
Yeah.
favorite Twilight Zone is?
Who did star?
Burgess Meredith.
Oh, where he's
Oh,
got
that's a
the
great one.
library.
Is that the one where he gets
Breaks
the
his
What?
superpowers?
What's that?
books. Look at all these
The
books.
librarian.
Yeah.
And then
He gets the
his glasses.
superpowers, right?
No, no superpowers. No.
Oh, is that the one where he loses his glasses?
He breaks his
The
glasses
Where
at
he
the
breaks
end.
his glasses. Yes, that
He's
is a
a
good one.
he's a bookworm. Everybody's dead. The world's destroyed, and
Yes,
he's like
that is a
got
good
all
one.
the books around him. It's like his dream come true, and he goes and he grabs his first book and he steps on his
Yeah.
glasses, and all you do is you just see him crying. He's like,
Yeah.
ah!
Yeah. My wife loves the Twilight Zone. She could watch that over and over and over again. She just loves it.
Wade
What
is
was the
talking
one?
about Twilight movies. I like the Twilight movies. I thought they were good. Come on, I didn't read the books, but I thought the movies were good.
Yeah, or what was the one?
Writers
The
in the
Twilight
city.
Zone.
What was that?
Where remember the gal? Remember the gal? She had her face all wrapped up, and she was saying, "I want to look like everybody else. I
Oh,
want to look like
Yep.
yeah.
everybody else." And then they unwrap the bandages, and she's
Yeah.
totally normal, right? And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, you see
That was one of my
doctor-
very first Twilight Zones.
Yeah, and it always one of the famous ones, of course, is "To Serve Man." If you remember
Oh.
that,
classic.
Oh,
When-
it's a cookbook.
it's a cookbook. It's great. That was
Oh, and
awesome.
who can forget William Shatner? You know, with the one
Which
with
one?
him in the plane.
Where
He
he did
was
more
on the
than
plane
one.
with the creature that was on the wing.
Nightmare
turn
at
the engine up.
20,000 feet.
Yeah,
That's
that. Oh, I love that one. Remember
well,
when John Lithgow redid that in the later one?
and what's his name
Yeah.
died in that movie.
Vic Morrow died.
Vic Morrow. Yeah, he got his head chopped off by the helicopter blade.
God,
Good
that's
God.
just crazy.
Unbelievable. And then
Yeah.
don't forget, what was the other one? Next Stop Willoughby.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was the one that wasn't that the one that Rush did? They did they with Twilight Zone in their song Twilight Zone, where they talked
Now,
about
remember-
Yes, the Twilight Zone from, that's a great song.
that.
I
Yeah,
love that
Rush
song.
did. Yeah, because Neil Peart was a huge fan
Yep.
of the Twilight Zone. Actually, all the guys were, but
That's freaking poor Neil. Neil died. Such a shame.
Yeah.
That's right. God, it is a shame.
That, you know what? I am sure that they came out with Rush 40 because they knew that he wouldn't be around for the next tour. And you know, right before COVID, I was getting ready to go up to Canada, and in Canada, they were doing. I saw Rush 40 with a friend, and I've seen Rush many times since Signals came out.
yeah, Yeah.
That was my first tour with Rush, and I have not missed a tour since. No matter what state I was living in, I always saw them play. And right the April before COVID, they were doing this special presentation for Neil, and they were doing it at Lakeside Park in
Yeah.
Canada. And
Yeah.
Lakeside Park is
Of course.
actually a song that Rush
Off
did.
the-
Yeah,
Press of Steel.
Crest of Steel. It's the second album.
Yeah.
Second?
Yeah.
Second album? Second album. And it was just, everybody was all freaked out. Nobody went. And then the next thing you know, a couple of months later, he died. And it's
Yeah.
just like, oh, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
funny. They used to be the house band for a place called the Gasworks on Young Street. And as a 16-year-old, I'd always go down there and just watch them. And they were a good Canadian band, but they didn't really make it big until Moving Pictures came out. When that album came
Oh,
out, that just
Oh, I don't know about,
It-
well,
2112
I would say Fly By Night,
By
but
Night.
that's me.
Or
By
Fly By
Night.
Night.
Yeah, Fly By
Yeah.
Night was their breakthrough album. I think it was, but I think that you're right. Their first commercial, like when they got commercially known, was Tom
Oh yeah,
That's
Sawyer
when
and
they took
Moving
I'm so
Pictures, and
moving pictures.
yeah,
Wow.
I
Yeah.
mean
yeah.
that album was
It
just
yeah.
awesome.
It was a monster. It
Limelight,
was a monster. Oh yeah. I mean,
Tom
there wasn't a
Sawyer,
single song on
YYZ.
that. There
I
wasn't a
mean,
single song on that album that didn't chart. It
just
was a monster.
I don't know if it.
Yeah.
No, actually, the only song that I gotta. Here you go, trivia time. What was the only song by Rush that hit the Billboard Top 40, and it didn't make it to number one?
Hmm.
That didn't make it.
No, it's the only song by Rush that ever hit the Billboard chart.
Oh, it's got to be Tom Sawyer.
Nope. And you
Not
would
Fly By
never
Night.
guess in a million years.
Really? God, I don't. I'd have no
I
idea.
don't know.
New World Man.
New World
Oh,
Man.
you're
Oh,
kidding
okay.
me.
Only one that made it.
New
Yep.
world,
Only
man.
one that
Yeah.
made
Single.
it. It's
Man.
not even the best song. I don't know how it made it, but it's the only one that made it.
Huh.
That's incredible. That's
Yeah.
And I
incredible.
could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. But someone's saying
Yeah.
Red Barchetta, but I don't think that made it either.
God, that is
Yeah.
interesting.
There will never be another band like Rush. I mean, there's been a lot of great rock bands out there, but you know the sound that those three guys put together and the chemistry that they had between them, it was pure magic.
I can't.
Well,
You know what? I can't believe. I can't believe we're staying at 13 watchers watching us talk about music.
it's especially on a Friday night, right?
I'm telling you. Don't you guys have anything better
Well,
to do?
I mean, you know, you start
Come
talking
on, chime
about
in.
legends
What is
like
everybody's
Rush.
favorite
You know,
band?
it's just
Chime in.
Yes, absolutely. Favorite band right now? Put it in the chat box.
yeah,
Anything but
it's
Snoop
really
Dogg,
tough.
please.
And it can't be Jack Black either.
No,
Yeah,
no.
I was actually in a chat with Samara. I think I'm pronouncing her name right. Samara Nagel. She's a brilliant
Yep.
astrophotographer, and she's a huge Rush fan. I mean, like huge Rush fan. She just we got into it about Neil and yeah.
Yeah, we got the first entry, AC/DC.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but anybody that can take bagpipes and mix bagpipes with rock and roll has got my vote.
Yep. Pink Floyd.
Yeah,
Good
we were
choice.
talking about
Good
that before
choice.
we went live.
Yeah, we were talking. We were doing.
Yeah,
Is anybody out there?
yeah. Oh,
You know,
it's just rock opera,
the
man.
question with Pink Floyd, though, is who is the egomaniac? Is it Roger Waters or is it David Gilmour? I think it's
Roger
David Gilmour,
Waters.
yeah.
no
Yeah.
question. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's the debate for the ages.
I mean,
it
you know what?
is.
I never saw Floyd live. I never saw them live. One of the things I miss, I always wanted to see them. You know, who hasn't gotten like totally wasted just listening to "Shine On, You
To
Crazy
Floyd.
Diamond"?
Oh
You
yeah.
know, sit there and you just listen to it for hours. Whatever. Just look at the
Guilty.
ceiling. You know,
I mean, it's been more than 30 years since I did that, but
yeah,
yeah,
it's been a while for me as well. But I mean, yeah, I built a pinhole camera out of the Wall
a
album
wall
cover.
album cover. That's freaking awesome.
Well, congratulations. That's great.
That's awesome.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh,
And Norm, I was just thinking about Animals. It is a good
Yeah.
album.
Yep.
Yeah. But The Wall, it's tough to beat The Wall,
Yeah.
Yep.
or, even Dark Side of the Moon. Oh, man. Talk about a great album.
Well, that was on the best sellers for like 100
Ever.
weeks. I mean, it's crazy. It's
yeah.
unbelievable the amount of time
Yeah.
it's spent on the top of the charts. It's amazing.
You know, we were so privy to be able to get everything from blues rock, acid rock, to progressive rock, to jazz fusion. Our generation was so exposed to all these
Oh
different
my God.
genres.
Yep.
It was
It was a
incredible.
blessing. Whereas now,
Yeah.
I can remember when disco came in, I thought, how long is disco going to last? And now rap, I'm going, how long is rap going to last? Because I thought by now it'd be long gone. But man, I tell you what, I wouldn't change what we went through for a lifetime because we were
Yeah.
so privileged to have such great music.
Well, I'm
I
going
mean,
to throw a
even,
wrench in this whole conversation right now. Nothing beats the music of the mid 80s to early 90s. Come on. Come on.
well, hold on. Are you
It,
talking
it
techno pop? Are you
I'm
talking like
talking I'm
new?
talking DJ Jazzy Jeff. I'm talking Rob Bass
oh,
and
Fresh
DJ
Prince.
Easy Rock. I'm talking about Grandmaster Flash and Africa
Hmm.
Bambaataa. I'm talking Soul Sonic Force. I mean, come on. You can't beat this stuff. you
Yeah.
know,
I still listen to Will Smith. I
our
love his
parents
early
don't
stuff.
just understand.
Oh yeah. 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 Yeah,
Pete's
but you
like,
know,
oh
you're
my
right, man.
God, this
I
just
love
took a
I
turn
know.
for the worse.
I love the techno stuff that came out of the '80s. You know, Flock of Seagulls. You know, Simple Minds. Some of the Blondie. Some of the stuff that came out of the '80s was just incredible. You know, the
I love,
Buggles.
I love my '80s music, man. That's
Oh yeah, I mean it's just incredible stuff. Aha, Duran Duran. I mean there was just some
The,
yeah.
the,
crazy
the
cool
safety
stuff that
dance.
came out of that.
I
The
had like
safe.
one song.
So what was the guy
Yeah,
that
but
did the
it's
safety?
still to this day is
What's that?
huge. What? I'm sorry, Pete.
Who's the guy that did the safety dance? We can dance. We
We
can
can
dance.
dance
He
if you
Oh,
did
the
want
that.
safety
to.
dance.
We could leave your
Yeah,
friends behind.
yeah.
Yeah. What was
I can
Um,
see him, but I can't picture it.
if you don't dance, you're a friend of
Or Adam Ant.
mine.
Remember Adam Ant?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, Ian
yep.
Dury and the Blockheads. Yeah, yeah, that was a
D
great time.
Mode. Tom Bramwell shoots out. D
Depeche
Mode.
Mode.
Yeah.
Remember Depeche Mode? Yeah, oh, yeah. There you go. Depeche Mode. Yep, yep.
Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
Not a
Oh
big
yeah.
Beastie Boys fan.
Yeah,
Never got into
no,
them.
you're right. There was some incredible music that came out of that age, that's for sure.
I,
And that's
I,
one of the reasons that Rush was able to last, I believe, so long is that they didn't get locked into one particular kind of music.
nah, they
They
change
moved.
consistently. Yeah.
They moved
Yeah.
with the times, and that was absolutely brilliant.
Well, like David Bowie.
Men Without Hats is a safety
There
Yeah,
dance.
there
you
you
go.
go.
There you go.
Safety dance.
Norm Hughes. Go,
Way to go,
Norm.
Norm.
Congratulations,
Yep.
Norm.
You're the
Wow.
winner. You're the cause. The cause.
That's
Yeah, there's
great
just
times.
so much great stuff. You know, and who can walk away from some of the greats like Tina Turner, you know?
Oh yeah,
I mean,
I can walk
oh,
away from Tina Turner. I can walk away
oh,
from her.
you didn't
Yeah, I
like
was
her
not.
music?
I was. You know what?
Ugh,
I give her credit, and she's an awesome artist.
not your style.
Nope, not me.
Yeah.
Unless if it's Beyond Thunderdome, I'm not. Yeah.
There were other great divas, in that time. The
Paula
Human
Abdul.
League, Paula Abdul. Yeah, what's the other one? Oh,
Janet
just went
Jackson.
right out of my head. Tony Braxton. No, but I'm Mariah Carey.
Hater.
Another one.
Hater.
Yeah, I don't like Mariah Carey.
No, don't like her.
Her Christmas music is still like
No,
huge.
turn it off. I don't. Nope. Done. Done.
Don't like
Nope.
Mariah Carey. All right.
Don't like her.
There
Not
you
one
go.
bit.
Ooh, there you go. Hall & Oates, Blue Oyster Cult. Yeah. Leonard
Yeah.
Skinner.
Hey man, you broke my record, dude. Dude,
Deep Purple. Don't
Cheech
forget
and
about
back,
Deep
Chong.
Purple.
give me back my gun. Happiness is a warm gun. Pick a pick a topic and we could just sing to it. I'm sure we got all kinds of songs.
Well, remember the Thompson Twins? That was another one.
Oh yeah, and we forgot a biggie. We forgot a biggie.
Mm.
Prince.
Leopard.
Prince.
Oh,
Oh,
Prince. Ah,
Def
talk about a
Leppard.
showman.
Def Leppard. Another one. Yeah. And
Prince got labeled really bad as being homosexual.
Yeah,
They
let me
nailed
tell
him
you.
as being a homosexual, and nothing could be further from the truth.
Even if he
That
was, I
guy
really don't give
was
a crap because the guy's just a completely awesome
he was
musician.
an
I mean,
awesome
holy
performer.
crap. Let me tell you, there are some videos on YouTube of Prince playing guitar, bass, drums, everything. He played everything.
Just scary talented.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah,
The guy was just
just
awesome.
yeah, he really was. He really was. He was just an incredible artist. And there were so many that came up out of that age. I agree with you, Dan. I love my 80s. I've got
Yep.
like 4 different playlists on Spotify
Oh
that have
no,
like 100 songs each.
I still got my songs from Napster. So
Oh God. Yeah.
I, I downloaded something like 1,400 songs from Napster, and I still have the original downloads of them
Wow.
until Lars Ulrich from Metallica ruined it for everybody. But
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and how can we forget Metallica?
I see
Yeah.
Metallica. I actually left a Metallica concert in a neck brace.
Yeah, well, that's not surprising.
Oh man, let me tell you, I saw them for the Master of Puppets tour.
There were people who leave it out of there on stretchers, Daniel.
My God, I mean, I walked out of
That's
there with
mosh pit.
I was probably like 14. My dad
Yeah.
took me. I walked out with this huge contact high. It was just like you walked out of the Coliseum and there was just a cloud of smoke.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. It was all THC. It was just pot smoke just sitting there in the
Oh yeah.
middle of the room. But it was just the whole place smelled like it was like Colorado, like right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Cheech and Chong movie set.
yeah, yeah. Hey, don't mess with my Cheech and Chong, man.
Yeah. Man.
Let's
Some
see.
I mean, we've
bands.
really gone off the rails on this one. Holy cow.
The Hanson brothers. Oh God,
Yeah.
Eddie, you're killing me, man. You have to bring up the Hanson brothers.
Oh my God. Hanson brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not the one that you're thinking of. They're thinking about the Hansons, I think. The one with the long
I know
blonde hair. Who is that? That was what's his name's kids. That was
the glass.
that was what's his name kids? Everly Brothers, wasn't that his kids?
Yeah, what was it? It was with the Slapshot. Remember Slapshot, the
No, no,
brothers?
the Hansons, the music group.
Oh, the music group. Oh,
Wasn't
okay.
that wasn't that the the Everly Brothers kids or something like that? Somebody's famous rock star kids. Gonna make me look
Oh,
it
I
up.
can't. Yeah.
Gonna make me look that up. Hanson's music. Bop. Yeah, that's garbage. Uh,
Yeah.
let's see.
Millie Vanilli. Remember Millie Vanilli?
Oh yeah, they got
They
kicked
were
out of the music.
they completely hosed themselves.
Oh yeah, totally, totally.
Talk about ripping something off. I mean, my goodness, that's just brazen.
It was horrible. It was horrible.
They
Um,
never recovered from that.
oh
No,
no
as a matter of
way.
fact, suicide? Didn't they commit suicide, or one of them committed suicide
I don't know.
I,
because
I
of that?
that I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
All I know is that who are these kids?
There were a lot of great artists that went that way. I mean, died of drug overdoses. I mean, look at Kurt Cobain, Janis Joplin,
Nah,
you
Yeah,
know,
Tommy
Kurt
Bolin.
Cobain was murdered. Courtney Love did him out.
Tommy
and
Bolin,
or
man. I mean,
yeah, suicide or murder, drug overdose. I mean, they just went out bad, you know. Jimi Hendrix,
Huh?
yeah, the
you know.
27 Club.
I mean, yeah,
Jim Morrison,
just
Yep.
Janis
really
Joplin,
sad. Morrison, yeah.
Tommy Bolin. Yeah,
Well, the first
yeah,
Bon Scott,
James Belushi.
yeah, yep.
from the first AC/DC, from
Yeah,
the
Bon
first
Scott,
first
sure,
lead,
first album.
Bon
Yeah,
Scott.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that he was the one that did the bagpipes. You know,
Yeah.
if you want to, it's a long way to the top. If you want to rock and roll, remember that. You
It's
should
a
watch that
long
video, and he's
way.
playing them
Yeah.
bagpipes. I mean, that's insane. That's insane. Anybody can mix rock and roll with bagpipes has got my vote. I'm sorry, but that's just freaking cool as hell.
Somebody asked me who Boney M was. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up. A Euro-Caribbean vocal group created by a German record producer. I don't know. That one I don't know.
Bob
You got me on that one. I don't know.
Bob Marley and the Wailers.
Yep.
I love my Bob Marley, man. I could listen to his music all day.
Yeah, never was a fan.
Oh no, I love his
Never
music.
was a fan.
Jay Giles, guys. Jay Giles band.
Yep. Oh
Jay
yeah.
Giles, the Jay Giles band, yeah.
Centerfold.
Hammer Jam, man. That's a great
Centerfold.
band.
Dire
Wonderful.
Straits.
That was
Yeah, Dire Straits.
what's
All
his
What
right.
I tell
name?
you, Mark Knopfler.
Mark
Great
Knopfler.
music.
Yeah.
Great music in our time. Wouldn't trade it in for all the tea in China.
Nope.
Yep.
I don't listen to music enough anymore. I just, you know what? I just don't. I just listen to my audiobooks. I listen to, and that's it. I don't even listen to music. I listen to nothing else. I read books while
Yeah.
I drive.
Yeah. Emerson, Lake and Palmer. That's another one, Norm. Yeah, they were
Brian
amazing.
Setzer. There you go.
Emerson, Lake and Palmer. ELO. Remember ELO? Electric
Yep.
Light Orchestra.
Oh yeah.
Fire on High.
Yep.
That was great.
O
They were the
OMD.
we had here in not far from me. There's a place called Seabreeze, which is an amusement park. And and years ago, they had one of those rides. It kind of looked like an octopus. Had like four arms, and each arm had four
Yeah,
arms
yeah, yeah,
on it
yeah.
with
I
a
know what
chair
you're
on it,
talking about.
and it spun around and stuff. But they put one of those things inside a huge aerodome, and they shot video up on the inside of the aerodome as this thing is going around, and it was all set to ELO, Fire on High. It was the wildest freaking ride. It was awesome. It was freaking awesome.
Nothing,
I mean,
nothing
people
beats
lined
going
up to
to
ride that ride.
nothing beats going to the Rose Center in New York City at the Hayden Planetarium and
Mm.
seeing Laser Zeppelin.
Oh
And
man, yeah,
let me tell you, that's an experience. The
yeah.
laser
That's a
light
bird. That's a
show.
birder's paradise right there.
Oh my God, that's an experience. Peter Gabriel.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There's another
Oh
one.
yeah. Yeah, you
Yep.
see, but I grew up with Peter Gabriel when he was with Genesis with Phil Collins.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh, before they broke off.
Let's
That's some good music.
We tried to do that song In Your Eyes. I had a band for many, many years,
Yeah.
and we attempted to do In Your Eyes by Peter Gabriel. Let me tell you something. I don't know how that. We had 7 people in the band. We had main guitar, rhythm guitar, saxophone, drums, keys, bass, a singer. I think that's 7. I might have missed something.
Couldn't get it done.
Let me tell you, I don't know how he pulled this song off live because there's so much crap. That's a studio song.
Hmm.
You can't, there's no way you could do that live the right way. It's like doing Bohemian Rhapsody live.
Oh my God.
You can't do it live. You can't do that live. You got like an entire orchestra. I mean, Queen did it because they hired an entire orchestra. But I mean, you
Yeah.
can't do that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but can you imagine? I mean, how many overdubs? I mean, with
Yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody, the overdubs, it's just
There's like
amazing.
20
You got,
tracks.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, even Neil Peart, later in years, he was talking about how hard it was for him to try to recreate, Tom Sawyer, and that just staying with what he held to, as far as the standard, and it's just really tough. It's just really hard.
Yeah,
Some of
man.
Yeah.
those rock operas. I mean, you go back in years where Rush was doing things, like the Necromancer.
Wow.
you
You're
know,
really bringing
I mean,
some random
Cygnus
stuff.
X1, Cygnus X2. I mean, you're talking about 40 minutes of freaking rock opera.
Yeah.
It's just
Yep.
insanity.
And you know what? Since we're talking about Rush, and somebody brought up Ready Player One,
Yeah.
and Rush played an integral part of that entire story. It was
Mm-hmm.
all built. The whole last part of the book was all about 2112. It was all
Yeah.
about it. And that's probably why I really liked it a lot because I was like, oh, cool, it's Rush. Oh, yeah, this is cool now.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, you look at the movie, the only thing they say about Rush is there's a movie poster in the background with the
Yeah. And H.
2112
H
picture.
has a shirt.
That's it. And that's it.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
was like, come on, man. You got to do adventure. The freaking the stupid Atari game. You put the Rush song in there, man. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
Yeah. It's yeah. You're never going to see another one like them. They were completely unique.
everyone's checking out. It's getting late. It's almost 11.
Oh my God, it's almost 11. Jeez
Yeah.
Louise, here we go, another 3 hour freaking session.
Yeah, I think this was just like a hangout session tonight, but that's okay. We need to catch up. But
Yeah, it's just craziness.
yeah, so since, who's Johnny Winters? Where'd that come
Oh,
from?
Johnny Winter.
Oh my God.
Hey, what about Roxy Music? What about, well, Jay Giles? Everybody likes that jazz kind of funk fusion that Jay Giles kind of put
Yep.
together. And then if you look back at progressive rock, right? I don't know if you guys like progressive rock. When it first came
Oh
out, you
yeah,
had like King Crimson, you had Jethro Tull, you had Genesis, right? Selling England by the pound. I
oh
mean,
yeah.
that really was
Love
kind of
Jethro Tull.
yeah, I mean, here's a guy that's playing a flute, but he's able to kind of bring it into like a rock
Oh
opera. I
yeah.
mean, we were so blessed to have so many different genres of music that these kids today, it's funny listening to them saying, hey, there's a band that I just heard. It's called Led Zeppelin. God, they're great. And you just kind of chuckle because you go, oh, good, you're finally discovering what they're all about, right?
This is like 40
Yeah,
years
you
after
talk about
like
a band that was ahead of
Bonham
their time.
died, But hey, listen, you know what? God bless them. People, like the older music, and that's great, but it's like it's crazy. I mean, you think about, we forgot about like Charlie Daniels band and
Yeah,
Ah,
all
what a
those.
absolutely.
great guy he was.
I'll take your
Look at
word for it.
what about rhythm and blues? Marvin Gaye, The Temptations.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, my God, even those guys, I mean, that was in the 60s, right? When there was that political
Yep.
upheaval and political unrest.
Yep.
I mean, such great music back in those days. But yeah,
We'll
you're
go back
absolutely
even
right.
further than that. Go back to Billie Holiday.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
Yeah.
yeah.
and Ella Fitzgerald, and Billie
Oh.
Holiday. I mean,
Oh.
you talk about some
Yeah.
absolutely phenomenally good
I'll go.
jazz.
I'll go back.
Holy
I'm
cow!
gonna go back as far as I could think. The Andrews sisters.
Oh, sure, the Andrews Sisters were
And that's about
awesome.
as far as I go. That's about the 30s and
Yeah, the
early
music that came
40s.
out of the 40s was amazing.
You know,
Duke Ellington, Count Basie.
sure.
I
Yeah,
mean,
Count Basie.
Anderson.
Oh,
Yeah, just
What about
just
amazing. I
what
mean,
about
crazy. It's a whole different
oh,
genre of music.
I'm gonna hate
oh,
forgetting his name. The guy who did
Louis Armstrong.
Minnie the Moocher.
Oh,
Cal
God, what
Mm,
was he?
Cass. Ah,
right out of my head.
Mini, he was in the Blues Brothers. Remember?
yes.
He had
Yeah, of course.
no,
It
I was gonna
was
say
like
Stan
30
It's not him.
years after he came out with that song, he was on the Blues Brothers,
Howdy,
singing it.
howdy, howdy.
Hidey, 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 ho.
Billy the Moocher.
What is his name? You got to,
Oh God, I can't think of it.
I'm going to
But
look it
anyway,
up.
I think
Yeah,
Minnie the
it's
Moocher,
just
Cab Calloway.
Cab Calloway. There we
Cab
go.
Calloway. I knew it was, I said Cass. I get it halfway, Cab.
You're
Cass.
thinking about Mama
yeah, Robert
Cass.
Johnson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, great guys.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Was it? It's 7:50 here. So what time is it where you guys at? 10:50?
10:50.
Oh, it's late.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's
going on
late.
11.
I got to get up at
Is it?
5:30.
Yeah. I think we'll call this here, what, in 10 minutes? How many we got left? Probably about five left, right, in the audience, if
11.
that.
11.
11. Oh, they
Really?
like
Yeah,
this.
look at you guys
11.
hanging. Oh my gosh. Look
I
at you
tell you
guys
what.
hanging.
Come on, have them ask us some questions.
Awesome.
Yeah, do something.
Yeah.
All right, you ready? Well, I do have one more Facebook question, I think, somewhere.
Okay.
All right, so
Let's
we
do
could go back to astrophotography for a second, considering we totally
I love
like.
how we go off the rails like this. I think it's awesome.
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
As long as the viewers don't mind it, I don't mind it. But
Yeah.
let me see if I can bring it up here. Where's my desktop? And let's see. Real mist. That's not it. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
starting.
Frankie. Astro Puppet still here.
That's
Awesome.
funny. Where is my images? It's under.
What, are you looking for Facebook?
No, yeah, I got it saved in pictures,
Oh.
so I can bring it up on the screen. Here you go. So I got two questions left. You guys can pick which one. One is
Okay.
regarding sampling, and the other one is regarding workflow for PixInsight.
Let's start with the sound.
With the sampling?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let me see if I can bring this up. And sampling, and I'll wait for it to come on the screen for you guys. And here we go. Question about undersampled and oversampled camera plus scope combo. So I've seen
Okay.
people on the internet saying that while choosing a camera and scope for astrophotography, one should also look into the pixel size, sensor size, focal length to determine whether it's undersampled or oversampled. Can you please
Yep.
explain to me what it means to be undersampled and oversampled and how it will affect your images?
Well, what you want to do is it's called image scale. An image scale
Yep.
is 206.265 times the pixel size divided by the focal length.
Yep.
Now you want to have an image scale between 0.7 and 2 arc seconds per pixel. If you're over 2 arc seconds per pixel, you're undersampled. If you're under 0.7 arc seconds per pixel, then you're oversampled. What's the difference
Yep.
between the two? If you're oversampled, your stars are going to be blockish looking. If you're undersampled, you're going to have bloated stars. If I had to have a choice between the two, I'd rather have bloated stars because I can always shrink the stars in post-processing. So what you want to do is when you got to use that formula, image scale is 206.265 times the pixel size divided by the focal length. And what you do then is you put in what your pixel size is going to be. So based upon your focal length, so let's say you've got 1,000 millimeter focal length. Ideally, you would have a pixel size of about 3.6 microns to about 5.4 microns, and you'll be within that particular image scale. And that's how you determine what sampling is going to be and how then you can determine what camera you want to get. So now that you've determined what your image scale is, you've got to base the choice of your cameras on your 5 criteria. And those 5 criteria are: you want to get a cooled camera. Bar none, you want to get a cooled camera. The thing that you want to do next is you want to look at your quantum efficiency. And the higher that value, the better the camera is going to be. You want to look at your full well capacity. The higher
Mm-hmm.
that numerical value, the better the camera. Also, you want to look at the read noise. The lower the numerical value, the better the camera. So that's how you kind of determine the camera for sampling and then the choice of the camera that you're going to get.
Can we just back up 1 second? Maybe I didn't hear you right. I don't know. I think you said that oversampled is blocky
Oversampling.
stars
Yeah,
and
it's the other way around.
undersampled is bloated stars.
the other way around. My
Yeah,
It
mistake.
is.
So
it's the
that
other
Okay,
way
yeah.
around.
I just wanted to make
Okay.
sure. I thought I heard you say it backwards,
Yeah.
so I wasn't sure if
He
you
just
said
got
it
it.
backwards.
Yeah. He got it
Yeah,
right. He just put it.
yeah. Okay, so undersampled is blocked kind of
is
stars.
yeah is blockish stars. So in other words, if you're say above 2 arc seconds per pixel, your stars won't be round and tight.
Hmm.
They're going to be kind of squarish, blockish looking.
Yep.
And the higher that number goes up, the more prominent you're going to see your stars as being that blockish. Whereas so in other words, the key is that you can only get to so much resolution because you can't
Hmm.
overcome seeing. So typically a rule of thumb is that you want to have your image scale between 1/3 and or half to 2/3 that of your seeing conditions. Because some people will have an image scale down to like say 0.3 arc seconds per pixel. How can that's more resolution than what your seeing conditions are going to allow. So
Hmm.
you just can't do anything with that. It's just the physical laws.
Now Dan, there is also a tool online that does all that math for
Yep.
you.
I was gonna say that.
That
Yep.
Peter is just savant like. He just pulled that right out of his hat. But there's a tool, right?
Yeah, you could go right to if you're the lazy person like I am, and you know, he would grab his scientific calculator and do all this. I will go right to astronomy.tools, and you could go in there and get your image. I'm sorry, no, that's a lie. It's Celestial Wonders. And Celestial Wonders has an image scale calculator. And you could go in there, you could put your focal length, you could put your pixel size, and boom, it'll do the calculation for you. That's if you're
Yep.
really lazy like me. And that's what I would do. But you could definitely do the math. You could do the 206. I forgot the whole formula already.
It also gives
I
you
remember 206.
it gives
Yeah,
you the
just
ability to choose your seeing conditions too. So you have to make sure that you're not lying to yourself about your seeing
Well,
conditions.
you're mixing two tools together. So the Celestial Wonders is just a calculator. You just put in the numbers and it pops out. The seeing conditions is astronomy.tools,
That.
and that's that you can kind of put in for your undersampling and oversampling, and
Yep.
that's where you got to choose your seeing conditions. And to what you said,
Yeah.
be really honest on how crappy your seeing is, because that's going to um, change what your sampling rate is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Typically, your seeing conditions across the country are between 2 and 4 arc seconds.
Mhm.
So that's a real good indication. And some nights, maybe they're so rare, but you'll get those real nights where your seeing conditions will be right around about maybe 1 arc seconds, where everything is just so still. It really is just spectacular. But usually it's between 2 and 4 arc seconds.
That's
Yeah.
definitely
That's
not New
usually right
York.
after a big snowstorm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. We were talking
yeah,
about that last week.
Yep.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
see
That
if
it's
snow
funny.
just pulls all that stuff, that dust and stuff, all that atmospheric crap right down to the ground.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
It's it's amazing is that I get so many questions where people say, "Well, I went ahead and I bought this big C14 and I did visual. Now I want to get a camera." And then I'm trying to say, well, the camera that you're going to get if you want to do, and you know what? We haven't talked about this. Let's talk about what's binning. Because with a lot of these CMOS cameras, you've got 1x1 binning, 2x2 binning, 3x3 binning. What is
Yep.
it that separates and when would I use binning? Well, basically, when you bin, it's basically six of one and half a dozen the other. It's resolution and sensitivity. So
Yep.
depending upon your seeing conditions, and there's many times where we've gone out and you've seen that star scintillate. And what scintillation is that star is moving around a center point focus. So what happens is that
Twinkling.
it's twinkling. So now
Yeah.
you don't want to just have one pixel. You've got to have maybe 2 or 3x3 binning, where you've got 3x3 means you got 9 adjacent pixels to be able to cover
Yep.
up where that
Three
star
by
is moving
three.
around. 3x3, which is a total of 9.
Yep.
2x2 binning is a total of 4. So what happens is that when you bin, you're giving up a little bit of resolution, but you're getting the increased sensitivity to be able to
Yep.
accommodate that star movement over these adjacent pixels.
Yep.
Yeah, and with oversampling, you can fix a lot of that in software. Undersampling, not so much, but with oversampling, you can fix that in software.
Well,
with drizzle.
yeah, under
Yeah,
sampling with the blocky stars, you can fix with drizzle.
Yeah. Yeah, you might have to do two or three or five or how many iterations to be able to
Yeah.
do it, but you can definitely clean it up a little bit. But the key really, once again, is most of the times you're probably 80% of times you're gonna bin one by one,
Yep.
20% you might do two by two. Once in a blue moon, you might do three by three. And if you ever have to go four by four binning, you might as well just stay in and just do drink brandy and just do visual because there's no need to go out because there's so much upper atmosphere turbulence. That star is just moving all over
all over the
at
place.
7
Yeah.
focus.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So, whew. Eddie Z had a message retracted. I don't know why. But we gained two watchers since we went back to astrophotography.
Always happens that way.
Hey.
Yeah. Well, maybe what we should do is we should dedicate at least maybe 45 minutes to a Q&A period. Then we go into our own little topic of discussions.
Well, what we have been doing the last couple of Fridays is I've been pulling questions from Facebook and putting them into
Uh,
that display that that I put up there, and that's what I've been doing for the past couple of weeks, and people have been pretty responsive to them. So that's what we've been doing. Just Fridays we start an hour earlier. We start at 8 Eastern,
yep.
and Wednesdays we start at 9 Eastern. So
So what was the other question?
the last question of the night. Here we go.
I think it's Pix Insight. Was it something?
It's a Pix
Yeah,
Insight
it's PI.
workflow question. Let me get out of
Yeah.
my eagle for a second. And it didn't pull it into vMix yet. Give me 1 second. I'll pull it into vMix. And it's workflow. And here we go. We'll just do the quick play, give it a second, and here we go. Question about workflow. When done processing, what files to keep and what to discard? In order to save space, I was discarding calibration files, but now I find myself not knowing how to add data on different gain or exposure or filter without those calibration files.
Yeah.
Would I have to create new darks, flats, etc.? As I evolve in learning, I have changed exposure, gain, and added filters. Is there any other way to add to this previously taken data, or should I keep the original calibration files?
Yeah. I wouldn't throw anything out.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Buy a 10 terabyte RAID and store everything.
You don't even need to do that. All you need to do
I'm being
is
flippant.
save the masters that you originally did with that part of the project. And then what you could do later on, if you have a data from a year later, you're probably going to have to take new darks, flats, and bias flat darks anyway. But you'll have a calibration of the original data first, and your calibration for the next year, and then you could start align the both of those, and then work on it from there.
Yep.
Keep the masters. Keep the masters.
Keep the
No question
masters.
about it. Yeah.
So if you're doing Pix Insight, save the project, put it in your project file, whatever you have, but make sure in that project you have those calibration masters in another folder, completely separate folder. Just put them in there, get your master dark, flat, bias, flat dark, whatever you use, put them in there. You don't necessarily have to save each raw data file, but you do need to save those masters because your flats and your darks are going to be different from one year to the other, even if it's the same camera.
Yep.
Yep. And the other thing that a lot of people don't understand is that you're going to have bias frames within your dark frames. So there's really no need to take bias frames, especially with the new CMOS technology cameras. So all you really need to do is just take, say, your darks, take your dark flats, your flats, and then your light frames. and forget about the bias
Yep.
frames because you've already got your bias frames and your dark frames. So yeah, definitely do that.
Unless if you have a CCD like me.
Yeah, then that I
Sorry,
have.
I gotta be different, you know.
Yeah,
I like my CCD cameras. They're slow, but man, the quality I
I
get
know.
out of them.
Oh, I agree.
Is
I
that
mean,
is
I
that the
you know,
one you got from Ron?
Yeah, I bought Ron's old QHY 16200, and
That's the CCD.
yeah, the thing is awesome. But I am having an image with I'm starting to think it's the O3 filter because it's like every time I take an O3 shot, I'm getting double stars, and when I get back to S2 or H alpha, it's fine. So
really.
yeah, it's really weird.
Are
Not
you on?
Hmm.
Huh,
what's that?
that's it. No, I'm just thinking, is you're getting a double, so in other words, are you getting a reflection off of maybe the filter? So in other words, you're getting a reflection, so you're getting a double star?
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. Or just happens that a gust of wind happens only when I'm doing O3. But
Hmm.
I mean, I could show you real quick what's going on, and I could bring this over to I'll show you real quick.
Yeah, yeah, for some reason I can't see what you're pulling up, Dan. I don't
Oh,
know. Do
are
I
you
have to
not
do
watching
something to
on
set?
YouTube? I'm sorry.
Yeah, he has to see it on YouTube.
Oh, okay. So do I have to open up YouTube
Yeah, watch it on YouTube. Just go to AstroWorld TV on YouTube, and you'll see it.
on YouTube?
Yeah, you also see the questions in the YouTube chat that way.
Oh, okay.
And okay.
That's odd.
If you're a California homeowner that pays more than 67 for electricity, you may qualify to go solar for $0 out of pocket. How? A new county-approved solar program.
AstroWorld. So let's see here.
AstroWorld TV. Make sure you
TV.
put TV.
All one word?
Two words. AstroWorld
Two.
and then TV.
Okay. There we go.
And you should see it live.
And AstroWorld beginners and Q&A meta.
Yep. Yeah, that's it.
That's it right there. So here I am right here. Okay. And AstroWorld beginners and Q&A meta.
There you
Mute
go.
that.
There you go.
Well, so
And
here I am right here. Okay. And AstroWorld beginners and Q&A meta.
there you
Mute
go.
that.
There you go. And I'm gonna make all right. So just turn the volume down if you can.
Yeah, or just mute the YouTube
Mute the
channel.
box. All right.
Mute
So
the box. Okay.
just turn the volume down if you can.
Yeah, there we go.
All
Okay.
right. So here is okay. So here is this is the H alpha here, right here, and I'll minimize this guy for now. And I mean, stars look pretty decent, not a problem.
Yep.
This is actually a double star up here. I mean, even if
Yep.
you move around, you know, the stars look good. Then about 4 minutes later, I take this, and where did it go? Here's the O3, and I got double stars all over the place. There, up there. Yeah,
Wow, that is odd. Look at that.
you know,
Yeah.
it's weird. And now if we want to do the whole kind of zoom pan thing,
Wow,
I'll
look at
make it the
that.
same. And here's the same thing, and I'll just make this the same size, and then I'll just go in like this, right? Let's get some stars. There's some stars, okay?
Yep. And it's just the O3 filter, Dan, that you're
Yeah,
running
it's
into
only
this
the
problem?
O3. And then I'll bring this, let's see, let me
Yeah,
move
look
this
at
over.
this.
Let
Is
me
that
move
the
this
Antlia?
over. Yeah, move this over.
That is
Okay, so
odd with the
now
O3.
I'll make this the same exact. So there is the same exact kind of zoom. And actually, I'm seeing it there too now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah. That is amazing. Look at that. Double stars right there. They're smaller than the right side,
Well,
smaller than the left, but they're double.
this
Yeah.
is the O3, and this is the S2. And this is the H alpha here, this one.
Yep.
I don't know, something weird's going on. I don't know.
Yeah. And that's with the Antella, right?
Yeah. And let's see, if I go into some earlier, let's see, before the meridian flip, let's see. That's fine. Little eggy, but that's fine.
Yep.
I got some eggy stars, but my guiding's great. I mean, my guiding's
Yep.
good.
So let me ask you, on your O3, what's the duration of your exposure?
It's only 3 minutes.
You know what I would do if I were you, Dan, on O3? That's the weakest of the three narrowband filters.
Right.
I'd almost push it 3 times to 4 times what you're doing on your H alpha. So in other words, if you're going 300 seconds, I'd push it up to at least maybe 900 seconds on O3.
Yeah.
And what moon phase are you doing your O3?
Oh man, it's a full moon. We just had an eclipse.
No, you don't want it. O3, you don't want to do it during any type of a full moon or a gibbous moon. You want to do it when it's either a waning or a waxing crescent and a new moon phase,
Okay.
because it's such a weak signal. But that's what I would do is just, and then with your S2 filter, do it at the waning and the waxing crescent as well as a new moon phase, because those two, the O3 is the weakest signal. S2 will be the next weakest signal. Then H alpha is going to be
Right.
the best.
Right.
Yeah.
The dominant.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. I'm not liking because if you take a look, if I bring up my eagle real quick, and I just bring up my guiding right now. I mean,
Yeah,
well, I just
when are
had
you
a dither.
tracking it on your guiding? Are you tracking it about maybe 2 arc seconds peak to peak? Oh, there you go. Oh
There you
yeah,
go.
look at that. You got good guiding there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got good guiding, because I mean, right there, you're definitely at about 1 arc
It's
second.
0.3.
Yeah, I mean, you're really good there.
Yeah.
You got your dither
Yeah.
there, which drops down, so your guiding is real
Yeah.
good.
I'm not worried about the dither. So I'm usually at about 0.3, 0.3 pixels.
Yep,
If I change it to arc seconds, which
yep.
is what it should be. I don't know why it's on. Uh, huh. I guess I can't do it right now, but I usually put it on arc seconds. I don't know why it's on pixel, but whatever. I mean, I'm getting good. I'm getting good guiding. That's not the issue. It's something else is going on. And you know what? In all fairness, I only had this problem with this image too. This Pac-Man.
Uh-huh.
Really odd. But anyway, I'll figure it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, definitely push that O3 signal up to at least a minimum. Let's say you're pushing so let's say you've got 180 seconds on HA. Push that O3 signal up to 3 times to 4 times that amount.
So that's 9 minutes.
Yeah, because that's definitely what'll happen.
All right.
Yeah. Is that going to screw up your darks?
I got 10-minute darks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll optimize usually anyway. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 10 minutes is plenty.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
it's
that's the one. Is you never want to
This,
hit,
I think, is the record.
Yeah, with O3.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just too much, too bright. So definitely keep it at a new moon phase and a waning or a waxing crescent. You'll be fine.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring the telescope in anyway tonight. I was gonna go all night, but I was like, nah, that's a new moon. It's a full moon anyway. So
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not going to set anytime soon.
nope. Nope, not until about 5 in the
in the
morning.
morning?
Yeah.
So, but all right, I think I'm ready for bed, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
call
this
it
is a
a
record. I mean, seriously.
night.
I think the longest show before this was probably a show with Tim Cowell about 3 years ago. I think we did about 4 hours. This is before this AstroWorld. This was just me and Tim,
Yeah.
and we went on from 8 to midnight. I think it was.
Yeah. Well,
Whoa.
it's already 11:15. I mean, we're it's the longest show I've ever been on.
Eddie still wants to buy my S-Big STF 8300 for a nickel. I can't sell this
Uh,
thing. I can't sell it. I've been trying to sell it for a year.
He's talking about a coin, right? He's not talking about
yeah.
$500.
No, he's talking about a nickel, a buffalo head.
Yeah.
That's what he's talking
Yeah.
about. I mean,
Oh well.
I got the filter wheel, I got the camera, I got Astrodon filters in there, plus Optolong narrowbands in there, all 36 millimeter, and I still can't sell this sucker.
You kidding me?
But
Really?
I can't sell it. I can't sell it. It's been on cloudy nights forever. I'm probably
You've
Boy,
asking
got
that's
too much.
36 millimeter Astrodons?
Yeah,
yeah. I'm surprised somebody would pick that up in a heartbeat.
I think I'm asking too
You
much
kidding me?
money.
It could be.
I think I'm asking too much
Could
money.
be. What are you asking?
You don't want to know. I know I'm asking too much money. I know I'm asking too
Ah,
much.
there you go, Dan. Hey, boys, I got to sign off.
Yeah, yeah, me
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
All right.
Take care, boys. See you next week.
All right, guys. Let's see. Where am I going? And he's already gone. He already
Yeah.
checked. He's already gone.
Yep.
He's like, I'm out of here.
Yep.
I'll see you later. Bye. All right. So we'll go down to 2, and then we were down to 2. But all right. That's all. That's it, guys.
Yeah.
Girls, people. Got to go to bed. I actually got to work early tomorrow. So don't forget, just to wrap up, thank you, Pete, for coming on. And don't forget, the 10th, we're going to have Hendrik from Star Aid, and then we're going to have Amy Astro on the 17th. And then we're going to have the giveaway on the 17th. So make sure you get your email to me, and I'll put my email again in the chat box, and make sure that you put AstroWorld giveaway in the subject, and I'll save that. And I'm trying to talk and type at the same time, and that's not happening. Yeah, so come hang out with us, and then after the 17th, we're going to take a little hiatus, and then we're going to take a little break until the new year, and then we'll be back. So
Yep.
don't forget to come hang out. Don't worry, we won't be 3 hours and 15 minutes again, I promise. But Pete jumped in, and we were just having so much fun talking about music. But
It's a blast.
so, all right, everybody, have a good night. Thanks for watching. Please please subscribe for the 9 people that are already subscribers. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And remember, as always, keep imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. And we'll see you Wednesday night on AstroWorld TV. Have a good night.